All this story would start in the Tournament of Power, in which Son Goku proved to possess an extremely incredible power, since this time he was even able to face Jiren without any problem. However, at the moment of finishing the Ultra Instinct, Jiren's advantage against Goku was evident. So at the moment, Jiren, with a powerful blow, was able to send him flying with surprising power. However, on this occasion, Goku had collided with several of the rocks of the Tournament of Power, so he would be out of combat. The other warriors tried to throw Goku off the platform of the Tournament of Power, but the evil Emperor Frieza was able to help him, as well as provide him with some of his energy. However, when Goku woke up, something in him had changed, since his ki was very unstable, while when he fought with is much more aggressive than normal. I don't know if those will be the effects of using the Ultra Instinct, since a mortal has never been able to access such a state. The final battle would take place of the Tournament of the Force, in which Goku and Jiren faced each other in a very close battle. But to the surprise of the entire Universe 11, Jiren at every moment of the battle began to look more cornered. That's right, the power that Goku was able to release on this occasion was incredible, but when he was able to throw him off the platform, the true effects became present in Goku's body. However, Goku, with his determination, was able to throw himself off the platform along with Jiren. So both would lose, the story would go on normally. Even the Android 17 had made the wish to the Super Dragon Balls to bring to life all the universes. So each of the warriors volunteered to their respective universes. But something very strange was happening throughout the body and essence of Goku, as this little by little began to emanate an evil power, of which the deities of Universe 7 noticed. Hey Whis, this is bad. Because if Son Goku becomes a dark energy warrior, he'll be able to end the whole universe. Even I don't think he'll be able to beat him. That's what I was referring to train, Mr. Beerus. How is it possible that the most powerful god is afraid of a mere mortal? I recognize that the power of Mr. Goku is incredible, but you, as the god of this universe, must possess the power to stop him. I know, Whis, and I beg your pardon, but tell me, do you think we have to go to planet Earth right now? Indeed, Mr. Beerus, we must find out what is the reason for the sudden change in Mr. Goku's behavior. Both deities began to go to the planet Earth, in which the Z Warriors were at a party at Bulma's house. But a small misunderstanding between Goku and Vegeta would make Goku's anger increase much more, and having him face to face, he was able to deal him a good blow, sending Vegeta to fly, while Goku would quickly access the Super Saiyan Blue. What's going on? That's not the Goku I know! Of all the crater that had been created, a blue aura could be observed, since Vegeta had also accessed the Super Saiyan Blue. So at the moment, both Saiyans began to exchange hundreds of blows all over the place. However, as Goku was dominated by anger, he wasn't able to think clearly, receiving several powerful blows from the Prince of the Saiyans, while Prince Vegeta was granting the beating of his life to his greatest rival began to wonder the following. What's happening to Kakarot? I feel like all his power and essence is turning negative. But in front of everyone, the deities of Universe 7 had arrived. So instantly, they were able to stop the combat of both Saiyans, and Whis, with an amazing speed, was able to deliver a certain blow to Goku's head, which had made him lose consciousness completely. Whis, do you even know what's happened to Kakarot? His behavior's not the usual one. I don't understand what the hell is going on to him. You're not the only one, Vegeta, as we are also here for the same reason. The deities of that universe quickly left for the planet of Beerus, along with Vegeta, while Chi-Chi, Goku's wife, was very concerned. What's happening to my Goku? He's always liked to fight, but he's never behaved in this way. Chi-Chi, calm down. I promise we'll find a way for Goku to return to normal. Meanwhile, on the planet of the god Beerus, the deities had arrived successfully. So at the time of arrival, Whis, with the help of Bakulo, was able to make Goku wake up, which on this occasion, despite being in his base state, emanated a surprising evil power, so much that he had surprised Whis and Beerus. Unfortunately, if this continues like this, we'll have no alternative but to end Son Goku's life, because if a warrior with the potential of Son Goku reveals himself to the 12 universes, it'll be absolute chaos. You won't be able to finish me. I'm eternal. I'm inevitable. The deities of Universe 7 used all kinds of necessary methods for Son Goku to be able to return to normal. Among their methods, even tortures, which were capable of Son Goku's screams being heard throughout the universe. For his part, in the kingdom of everything, Daishinkan, with a very serious look, was also watching everything that happened with Son Goku. This is really bad, since even Mr. Goku is Zeno-sama's best friend, so if he's able to control him, this would be chaos. I have to stop him. Daishinkan, with his great three-dimensional power, was able to reach the planet of the god Beerus in a matter of seconds. But if you're Daishinkan-sama, tell us, to what do we owe the honor of your visit? Don't worry, Beerus, leave the formalities for another time, since I'm also here because of Son Goku's behavior. But father, what can we do? This isn't normal. I was able to realize that since a part of Mortal Jiren of Universe 11, I gave him that furtive blow. The essence of Mr. Goku had changed slightly, but apparently with the passage of time, his essence is becoming completely negative. In that case, father, do you think we should end Son Goku's life? I don't know, Whis, but I'll try to inspect his body first, or if some being of negative energy is manipulating him. Daishinkan would begin to approach Son Goku. However, to everyone's surprise, when Daishinkan was checking Goku's body, this one, for a quick moment with his mouth, was able to bite off part of Daishinkan's arm. Although for Daishinkan it hadn't caused any damage, Goku was able to obtain an incredible power, because with a single one of the blood of the Great Priest, Goku was able to even free himself from the chains that were holding him, destroying them completely. While his power was starting to soar in an incredible way, just like his power, Beerus, in a quick movement, would try to put him out of combat. But I was surprised because when he was about to hit him, the silver-colored eyes that had fixed on him, and only his gaze was able to grant a powerful blow to Beerus' abdomen, sending him flying to a few rocks that were around him. Mr. Goku, please calm down. We're trying to help you, because if you continue with that negative essence, we've no choice but to end your life. So please, I ask you to calm down. Daishinkan was surprised to realize how Whis had been sent flying with a great blow, creating a great disaster all over the planet of Beerus, causing several volcanoes to expel lava due to the power. The power that Saiyan's been able to obtain with a single drop of my blood's amazing. Really have to end his life. Goku would start walking towards Daishinkan, but as he did, his hair started to change to a color to a red crimson. But, as if his power had no limits, kept growing in an overwhelming way. Your worst decision wasn't to end my life when you're able to do it, because at the moment to end me, it's impossible for you. You have left me amazed, but you'll be able to send the deities of this universe flying. But to be able to face me, you'll need much more power than you possess now. Hehehe, of that there's no problem, since I have great reserves of energy. Both warriors immediately began to exchange thousands of blows, but on this occasion Goku's mentality was much more calculating and cold. So even Daishinkan found it difficult to give him a blow, just like Goku, since Daishinkan possessed an ultra instinct of greater than that of the angels. In an oversight, Daishinkan was able to grant him a pat on Goku's back, although at first glance, he didn't have so much power. When Goku fell to the planet, he created hundreds of disasters all over the place. That's right, that slap of Daishinkan had condensed an incredible power, so much so that he was even able to knock out any god of destruction. An ordinary being from that blow wouldn't be able to stand up, but to your being of a warrior race, I'm sure you'll stand up once more. A red-colored aura would rise over the planet of Beerus, while Goku would come out of the crater with multiple wounds all over his body. And at the moment, he would spit out large amounts of blood. Ah! That slap, although it seemed harmless, has caused me incredible damage. I'm aware that at this moment I'm not able to beat you, but how about taking a hit with all my power? Goku would begin to channel all his power into his right arm. The expulsion of all this power was so amazing that this moment, hundreds of planets all over Universe 7 were affected by the great power that Goku was able to release. Whis, may no planet suffer the damages of this battle. Protect them with your staff. Of course, Mr. Beerus, at this very moment. Whis, with his staff, was able to make all the other planets unaffected by the great release of Son Goku's power. Damn it! That Kakarot bug surpassed me by dozens of times. I can't believe it, but this won't stay like this. Meanwhile, Goku was able to move at an incredible speed. However, for Daishinkan, it was easy to follow the step of that Saiyan. But at the last moment that Daishinkan would grant him a blow, he would pierce Goku. That's right, that one was just a clone because the real one, he would throw his powerful Dragon Punch, with which he was able to cause incredible damage to Daishinkan, who angrily would expel a large part of his power. So instantly Goku would be seriously injured, falling to the ground on the verge of death. Ah, my whole body hurts too much. But that's funny. Apparently you feel pain too and you can bleed. In that case, I'm able to finish you, damn! That would be impossible for you since right now, I'm thinking of ending your pathetic life. Daishinkan would throw a powerful attack against Goku, but Goku, with the help of the teleportation, was able to disappear from that place, appearing on an inhospitable planet in which, upon arrival, 100 blood would come out of his entire body because the wounds were serious. On the other hand, on the planet Beerus, among the smoke, a silhouette would be drawn. I'm the Apostle of Death, and I intend to kill every one of you fucking worms. Daishinkan, with a great burst of energy, was able to make that silhouette disappear. Father, what do you think about the situation? This is serious. The level of learning that Saiyan possesses is incredible, and if this continues like this, I'm sure to be a real problem later on. In that case, yes, we must end Son Goku's life, since there's no other option, and only then we'll be able to save the other 12 universes. With all due respect, Beerus-sama, I think he's exaggerating a bit, as Kakarot wouldn't be able to beat the 12 universes. No, Vegeta, I'm sure that we'll be able to give him the required time. Mr. Goku's able to defeat the 12 universes, even if they're all fighting against him. And that has made it clear to me with the first battle we've had that we can't underestimate him. Father, I in that chaos plan to grant the God of Destruction training to Lord Vegeta, as we will need the power of mighty warriors. Okay, Whis, seems good to me. I'll retire to the Kingdom of All, since Zeno-sama must not know about any of this. Daishinkan would leave for the Kingdom of the Whole, while Goku was on the planet with hundreds of wounds. And for his part, the Prince of the Saiyans would start with the God of Destruction training. The training of the Prince of the Saiyans would begin to be of help to this great problem, in which Goku had called himself the Apostle of Death. On the other hand, returning with Goku, he was still in terrible conditions. That's right, Goku was not able to do absolutely nothing. However, he was trying to recover. In his mind, a dimension would be created, because a new flow of energy had been formed in his whole being. Goku was lying on the ground, while in front of him, a very powerful warrior would coffin, which left Goku surprised. Not how muscular it was, I was amazed by the power he exuded without even expelling any of his pressure. Damn it! Now I'm in terrible condition! This guy appears and even his power seems to surpass Daishinkan. The Impossible Warrior was beginning to approach Goku, who, with his energy reserves, was able to stand up, so both warriors were face to face. I have chosen an excellent successor, and that you have proclaimed yourself as the Apostle of Death makes things much easier for me. What? What the hell do you mean? I know I've proclaimed myself as the Apostle of Death, but what does that have to do with you? I was the first Apostle of Death of this entire multiverse. And when I realized your presence in essence, I wanted to manipulate you, but it's not been necessary. Haha, you would have never had the mental power to be able to manipulate me. It'd be better for you to recover, since from tomorrow I'll start with your hell. Although I'm not in the real world, I am capable of causing you serious injuries in a mental battle. Goku would wake up at the moment, finding himself lying in the same place, so at the moment Goku would not take care of what happened. But he was able to get into a meditation pose to recover his energy. Meanwhile, in the Kingdom of the Whole, Daishinkan was very thoughtful, as well as trying to locate Son Goku in each of the 12 universes, since Goku would be considered a threat of universal extinction. If we only have 2 years to Mr. Goku, that mentality, I'm sure I won't even be able to stop him. We have to do something before it's too late. But at the moment, the powerful Zeno-sama would leave the palace along with his 2 guardians.
Daishinkan, I'm really bored. I'd love to be able to do something. What do you think we hold a new tournament?
But both guardians were able to observe the serious gaze of the great priest. What's the matter with you, Dai? Since you're not to put on that look, and if you do it, it's only because something's really serious. I'm sorry, my lord, I just cannot withhold any information from you, nor from your guardians.
Daishaken would begin to tell them everything that was happening with the Saiyan of Universes 7. So at the moment, Zeno-sama's gaze would also change to a much colder one, because his creation was in danger by a single warrior.
Son Goku's my best friend, and if it were up to me, I would give my life for him. But not for a warrior who seeks absolute chaos. Guardians and Daishaken, have the authorization to end Son Goku's life.
As you order, mighty Zeno-sama. In that case, I will likewise inform each of the gods and angels of the 12 universes, so that when they locate Mr. Goku, they will not hesitate and annihilate him once and for all.
Daishaken, with great mental power, would communicate with each of the angels and gods, informing them about the danger that Son Goku was. However, most of the gods were puzzled since it was the same Saiyan who had brought them to life. Even Jiren, the most powerful mortal, only below Goku.
What is this? Is this a joke? Son Goku's the one who's the most pure-hearted warriors I've ever met. I can't believe he's behaving this way. Jiren, you better get ready, because we'll need your power anyway, because that Saiyan is able to activate the Ultra Instinct. I understand.
Jiren would start meditating while he was very thoughtful about everything that was happening. Returning to Universe 7, the Prince of the Saiyans had been able to achieve a similar state to that of Toppo in the Tournament of Power, since he was able to mix the essence of a god of destruction with his own body, which had made him access a new state in which, in the same way, his simple pressure and aura were capable of disintegrating beings that were weaker than their carrier. So he had to control all his power.
The training you've given me, Whis, has been on another level, but I'm not gonna give up, even if my body's torn to pieces. The power that I've achieved is incredible. It's time to help Kakarot or end his life. In that, I agree with you, Vegeta. Since the high commands have already given the order to finish with Son Goku being considered a universal level threat.
Mr. Beerus, in that case, if we really want to help Mr. Goku, we have to find him first, and they tried to make him come to his senses.
You're right, Whis. He's been my best warrior, my friend, and I'm not gonna let them end his life like that without me being able to do anything. Mr. Beerus, I'd like to go too, as Kakarot's always been my biggest rival, but equally my good friend.
The trio of warriors had gone out all over the universe in search of Son Goku. Meanwhile, with Goku, this, despite seeming to be only meditating, in his mind, he kept great trainings with the original Apostle of Death, because his power was much greater. So in Goku's own mind, he was able to create a dimension exclusively for the battles. But in each training, Goku was not even able to touch the Apostle of Death.
Is that all? If you really want to be the next Apostle of Death, you have to possess a much greater power. So strive.
My body hurts too much, but today I plan to give you a blow.
I don't plan to leave without giving you a single blow. Goku would stand up again, but this time his blue hair would change to a red color, in which even his aura would become much more aggressive due to the murderous essence that released that transformation.
Again with that transformation. Even if you use the Ultra Instinct, you won't be able to do anything against me.
I'm not the same one you started fighting with, as I've been able to realize that this dimension you've created, time passes differently.
So you figured that out yourself. That seems great to me, but no matter what you do.
Without the Apostle being able to finish his sentence, Goku had thrown himself against him. But to the Goku's surprise, the Apostle was able to dodge each of his blows. That's right, despite even Goku taking his body to the limit, he had not been able to do anything against him. However, at the moment, the Apostle of Death would stretch out one of his hands, ending the training.
The training with me's over.
What? Why? We're always fighting for so much longer.
Very close to this planet, the deities of this universe, together with the warrior, are trying to locate you. Your new training or test will be that you defeat the three.
But if the Whis Angel's with them, it'll be impossible for me, since I still don't have the necessary power to face an...
I want you to trust in yourself. Since everything I've taught you, I'm sure it has been worth it.
Goku would immediately open his eyes, from which a great power would rise into the atmosphere of the planet, while his eyes as well as his hair had turned a silver color, as his power had grown in an incredible way, which had been felt by the deities. We have finally been able to locate him. Apparently he has been training anyway, as the power he currently possesses is incredible. Vegeta would be the first to approach Goku, so at the moment Vegeta would also access his new transformation, doing it from zero to intimidate Goku a little, because of the disasters he caused with all his power, so at the end of the transformation, both warriors were face to face.
I don't want to hurt you, Kakarot, so you better collaborate. We can help you, because otherwise you'll be completely eradicated.
Do you think you have the power to stop me? You've always been behind me, so don't say stupid things.
The Prince of the Saiyans, furious, would grant him a blow, which Goku with only one of his hands was able to stop.
I can tell that your power's increased in an amazing way, but it's not enough to stand up to me.
Goku, with a quick movement, was able to grant a kick to Vegeta's stomach, but Vegeta had only retreated a few meters.
You're wrong if you want to think that with a simple blow like that you'll be able to send me flying. You'll need much more power.
Apparently you become strong, but what do you think about this?
Goku, with a much higher speed, was able to connect a blow to the entire face of the Prince of the Saiyans, with which, at the moment, the Prince of the Saiyans would be sent to fly to the base of the planet, creating a great disaster since this time the power condensed in Goku's fist had been a bestiality.
No, Goku, I'm really sorry, but you leave us no alternative. We'll have to end your life because otherwise you'll destroy everything that exists.
I understand, but can they end my life?
Furious, Beerus would be able to throw himself against Goku, but Vegeta, when leaving that crater at an incredible speed, would begin to exchange blows with Goku. But both deities realized that Goku was only pressing him with his incredible defense, because although Vegeta's power was grown in an incredible way, he wasn't able to grant any blow to Goku, unlike Goku, who on each occasion was able to deliver a blow with much more power.
Mr. Beerus,
you'd better join in to support Mr. Vegeta, because if they fight individually, I'm sure Mr. Goku would be able to beat them as a whole. Beerus, a little annoyed, would agree to join, so Beerus in a quick flash would also start granting hundreds of blows. But surprising as it may seem, Goku was able to dodge each of his blows, and in a quick movement, Goku would grant a fist to each of them, making them fall to the ground, while Goku from the top of the planet would throw thousands of energy spheres which possessed incredible power.
Ugh, that hit hurt me. How is that Kakarot bug able to get all that power? I don't know, Vegeta, but one thing's for sure. If we really give it more time, like Daishinkan-sama said, this will be the end of this whole multiverse.
Beerus, and together with the moment, released 100% of their power, since previously they didn't intend to end Goku's life, unlike this occasion in which they were going to grant him blows to die as well as his attacks.
Apparently they're finally going to take me seriously. I have one more transformation, but with you, it's not necessary.
Both warriors became enraged at being underestimated in that way, so at the moment, the three warriors began to fight. However, the result remained the same, since they weren't able to connect an effective blow on Goku. That is really bad. If Lord Beerus together with Lord Vegeta are not able to do anything, I'll have to interfere on the battlefield to end this once and for all. But Whis was surprised because at the end of thinking that, he was able to observe how the god Beerus fell to the planet totally out of combat. That's right, Goku, by taking the battle a little more seriously, was able to put him out of combat with a single blow. The Prince of the Saiyans, at the moment, would feel the real terror, but he wasn't able to do anything because at that moment, Goku's fist is stuck in his stomach, making him lose his god destruction status in the same way.
Be thankful I don't want to end your lives. I just want to measure my power with yours, and now I want to measure myself with you.
Phew, it seems amazing to me that you are able to beat both warriors. But with me, it will be completely different for you. The powerful angel Whis would release his beastly power, so Goku, realizing the power of Whis without being left behind, would access his iconic transformation, with which he was able to destroy a few planets around him. The power of both warriors would begin to increase in an incredible way, so much so that on this occasion thousands of planets were destroyed by such a tremendous increase in power. So that at that moment, Kakarot's hair would turn a red color, like blood, while in his mind he could hear the voice of his master. I want you to humble that angel, since being the offspring of the cursed Desiku, I want you to crush him completely.
Hehehe, as you order, master. Although I'm surprised by the power you're able to release, Whis.
I never imagined that I would have to face my own disciple, but I've no idea that you will get away with yours. I'm sorry, Mr. Goku, for ending his life. Goku would be able to react Whis of a certain blow had sent him flying towards the surface of the planet, falling with an incredible brutality. So much so that on this occasion, Goku's body had felt the real pain. Goku tried to stand up, but his entire central body system was in terrible condition. That's right, the blow he had received had caused surprising damage. So much had been the damage that even the powerful Goku hadn't been able to do anything before such an onslaught. I hope you're really prepared, Mr. Goku, because unfortunately you'll have to face the most powerful angel of the 12 universes. Goku, without caring about the damage he had done to him, would stand up, raising all his power to the limit. So at the moment, both warriors began to exchange thousands of blows. However, as the battle went on, Goku's thinking was changing radically, because Goku was thinking about humiliating Whis, which this time was completely impossible for him. Goku would fall to the ground again, but this time he would be dragged by a few rocks.
It's time to end your life, Mr. Goku. I'm sorry. Rain of Divine Stars.
Hundreds of attacks in the forms of stars would be thrown towards Goku, who had even returned to his base state due to the beating he had received by Whis.
Damn, I can't believe I lost to this Whis crap.
However, a few centimeters from all the attacks crashing against Goku, an incredible negative aura would detach from all his aura. So instantly, the essence of the first Apostle of Death would be perceived by all the 12 universes, which would alert each of the angels and beings of the Divine Kingdom.
You really are a powerful angel, but this will not be our end, because the next time we meet, you will be much more powerful.
The Apostle, only with his simple aura, was able to disintegrate each of the attacks of Whis, so that would, at the instant of a great explosion, he would disappear from the entire battlefield, which would leave Whis very thoughtful, due to the pressure that this subject was able to emanate. This is really strange. Has Mr. Goku allied himself with such a powerful warrior, who is even capable of destroying my most powerful technique? Meanwhile, in a place far away from the 12 universes, the essence of the original Apostle had been able to save Goku's life. However, loud screams could be heard all over the place, because the injuries he had received were serious.
You better shut up, and get well to start training again. It's a shame that you've been crushed so pathetically by that simple angel. Damn, I can't believe that Whis was able to hide all that power. He was able to completely crush me.
The Apostle of Death, with his last bit of essence, was able to release several shadows of negative energy, which would enter Goku's body, beginning to eliminate every residue of angelic energy that had left Whis inside Goku.
I cannot do anything for you anymore, since I don't have my real body. Now everything depends on you. We will continue soon with the mental trainings.
The essence of the Apostle would disappear completely, so Goku would be lying on the ground while the negative shadows eliminated all toxins. Meanwhile, returning to the battlefield, Whis, with the help of his staff, was able to help Beerus and Vegeta, who likewise had residues of negative energy inside. Really, the warrior who's behind Mr. Goku is a very powerful warrior, since being able to hit and leave energy residues are things that only the most emblematic beings can do. Whis would leave with both warriors back to his planet, so when he arrived, he would lay each of them in a room. The damage that Mr. Goku's been able to cause them is an incredible level. Even for me, it is almost impossible to believe. All the deities from all the universes had quickly arrived in Universe 7 because they were able to feel the incredible power that had released the essence of the Apostle of Death.
Whis, what happened? Don't tell me that incredible negative power that was felt a few moments ago was the power of Son Goku. If he is, we won't be able to do anything against him, because if he has all that power, we'll be nothing more than simple worms.
No, don't be alarmed, that was not Son Goku's power, but it is worrisome still, since a very powerful essence apparently is living inside Mr. Goku's body.
What do you mean that an essence is living inside of Mr. Goku's body? Is he being manipulated by a much more powerful being?
No, Father, I doubt it is that, since that presence only seems to guide him, as well as train him, since Mr. Goku was able to defeat Mr. Beerus and Mr. Vegeta by injecting negative energy into his internal system.
But that must not be possible, since beings who are capable of injecting energy into the internal system of their enemies must follow a rigorous training.
Indeed, Father, by itself, that must be impossible, and in the same way, it was that warrior who was responsible for saving Mr. Goku's life.
This is getting more and more complicated, damn it. There doesn't seem to be any ending.
On the other hand, returning to Son Goku, he had been able to sit down again, since due to the injuries, he hadn't been able to even stand up. This defeat's taught me that there will always be beings much more powerful than me, so I have to try twice as hard if necessary.
Those are the words that I like to hear, since you'll be able to even surpass me. You have become the most powerful apostle of death in all the universes.
There's no doubt about that. I'm planning to bring my own death into my aura, and I want to take revenge for the beating I've been giving by this Whis.
We will do that according to its time, so don't worry. The first thing that'll be much more powerful, so that you won't be defeated again.
That's right, and I thank you for training me. I promise to become much more powerful.
The mental training of Goku would start again, so instantly, Goku would begin to maintain a very equal fight against the Impossible, in which he remembered his battle against Whis to be able to fill in all the weak points he had.
I have to become much more aggressive on the battlefield, as well as raise my speed much more to be able to defeat all those damn.
Returning to Universe 7, on the planet of Beerus, an incredible aura would rise all over the place. That's right, it was the Prince of the Saiyans, who had awakened with an incredible fury. Being defeated by Goku without any difficulty, the planet of the god Beerus was involved in a great chaos all over the place. Damn, I can't believe that damn worm was able to beat me in such a pathetic way. I swear I'll finish with it with my own hands.
Mr. Vegeta, please calm down, because even if you release all your power in that way, you'll not be able to do anything. The only thing you can do is to learn from your mistakes and to become much more powerful again.
Whis, please train me one more time. I don't want to be overtaken by that garbage.
It's what I had in mind, since the upcoming battle will be of galactic levels, and a few beings will be able to help in this upcoming battle.
I don't plan to stay behind, and I'm sure I'll be one of the few beings able to manage to do something against the useless Kakarot.
Returning to the realm of the whole, Daishinkan would report the whole situation to the great Zeno-sama, who would take a very serious look.
I've been able to recognize that essence that was released a few moments ago, but I didn't want to believe what I had perceived.
Great Zeno-sama, do you even know who is the bearer of all that power?
That's right, Daishinkan. The bearer of that great power, he's the apostle of the original death, the first warrior to proclaim himself with that name.
Daishinkan was surprised to remember that Son Goku had exclaimed the same words that Zeno-sama had said to him.
So what are you going to do, Daishinkan? Do you even know him? It's impossible, since back then my priest was Desaku-sama, your father, and even at the time the apostle of death existed, you angels didn't exist yet.
My lord, this is really bad, because if you're informing me what is real, we're in trouble, because those same words were the ones that Mr. Goku told me.
In that case, we'll have to bring back the Heavenly Divine, the only warrior who was able to stand up to the Apostle of Death and even defeat him.
And how can we contact that warrior?
That warrior's me, but millions of years ago my guardians didn't exist. I possessed my original form, but at the time of creating my two guardians, all my power was divided into three. But if we unite again, we become again in the Heavenly Divine.
Zeno-sama would stand to one side of his guardians, so at the moment, the trio of warriors began to unite again. That's right, the three warriors began to form the Divine Celestial again. The pressure was even felt through the entire kingdom was evident, since that pressure was even able to travel through each of the 12 universes, reaching to the inhospitable planet on which Goku was training, so much that it would make him fall to the ground. Wow, whose incredible pressure is this? I'm not able to move freely. I feel that it completely crushes me.
Ah, damn, I thought he died. The power of the Divine Celestial has become present once again. Really, Goku, you have to overcome my powers.
Do I have to face that warrior of such power?
That's right, Goku. But I want to grant you all my knowledge. I have even the last thing I've left of essence, since that being was the one who defeated me millions of years ago.
Master, I promise to avenge his death and kill every warrior who stands in front of me. They won't be able to do anything against me.
I trust you, Goku. I know you will. So for now, let's continue with our training.
Goku, with much more determination, would continue with his great training, which on this occasion, he had even adapted the Ultra Instinct as his base state, so that his body is able to react with greater speed. However, Goku wasn't the one who was training, since all the gods and angels and the most powerful warriors of the 12 universes were carrying out a rigorous training to face the warrior who once brought them to life. The hero, on this occasion, was the villain of the multiverse. Meanwhile, in the Kingdom of the Whole had passed 2 days in which the incredible pressure of Zeno-sama was still present, since uniting 3 gigantic powers would require much more time. So at the moment of a great light, which would even meet Daishaken retreat due to the expulsion of all his power, a completely different Zeno-sama could be observed.
Finally, I've been able to access my combat form, better known as the Heavenly Divine. I'm ready to take down another Apostle of Death.
My lord, the power you currently possess is incredible. I'm sure nothing and no one will be able to cope with it.
No, Daishaken, we do not have to trust each other, since the current Apostle of Death is even from a warrior race which no power knows limits.
Understand, my lord. In that case, we'll have everything under control, so as to not be caught off guard.
That's right. In the meantime, I'll train a little since it's been millions of years since I accessed such a state.
Zeno-sama would go into a very different dimension in which he would begin to train and release his power much more, so that his power was able to adapt to the strong pressure of his power. The training that Goku is taking with the help of the first apostle of all existence was beginning to bear fruit, because from one moment to the next, Goku's entire body would begin to release a strange power, which this time, even the mental world that the Apostle of Death had created was beginning to crack.
What the hell is going on? The power that is releasing Son Goku's body is crazy! If he keeps with that increase of his power, he might even explode.
The Apostle of Death, with great speed, had rushed against Goku, so at that moment, he would grant him a powerful blow on the neck of the Saiyan. But to his surprise, the blow he had given him had not caused any damage. So instantly, Goku would turn his head slowly, observing the figure of a completely evil being. So that at the moment, Goku's entire body would begin to fill with overwhelming power. So much that on this occasion, the Apostle would use 100% of all his power, which might cost him his life, being only an essence that lived in Goku's mind.
Damn, the power that Son Goku's releasing is on another level. Where has he been able to release so much power from? Damn, if I use all my power for more than 10 minutes, I could disappear. I have to finish it quickly.
But instantly, as the Apostle began to approach Goku, a gigantic Ozaru of negative energy could be observed all over the place. That's right, the spiritual beast of Son Goku had been represented, technique that the Apostle had taught him.
Damn it, I can't be defeated by my own technique.
The Apostle would also release his technique, creating a giant lightning. So the giant had thrown a powerful fist against the Ozaru, but to the Apostle's surprise, the Ozaru of a great roar was able to send that giant flying.
I can't believe it. He's been able to send my lightning giant flying with a simple roar. I really have to use everything I have.
While the Ozaru completely destroyed the Apostle's technique, Goku's body was undergoing a great transformation, because this time all his hair was growing while the color of the same as his mythical transformation. But the power he was unleashing was complete madness, as it caused hundreds of disasters despite only being in a mental space.
Damn it, this will be the day of my death? I can't believe I'm going to die for my own disciple.
The great Ozaru had been able to finish with the Apostle's technique, so at the moment of observing him, he had launched himself against the Apostle. But instantly, the voice of Son Goku would resonate throughout the dimension, even creating that several cracks are generated all over the place.
Ozaru, stop! He's not our enemy! He's our teacher, who's taught us to master all our power!
The Ozaru at the moment would disappear, because Goku had been able to take control of his body. So instantly, Goku would begin to approach his master, and when he was in front of him, he would stretch out one of his hands. The Apostle was surprised because the warrior who had taught him everything he had learned in millions of years was about to end his life. But instantly, Goku would release some energy, being able to.
Master, I would never be able to end his life. I can't end the being that had taught me everything that I currently know.
Ugh, you gave me a big fright. I thought you were planning to end my life. But tell me, Goku, where have you been able to release all that power? You always been holding back?
Of course not. I've never held back. But at the moment of facing the defeat I had against Whis, I don't know what happened. It was like a trigger, which helped me to release all this power.
In that case, we'll have to be able to master all that power 100%. Why, I imagine the energy drain is incredible, but we will solve that.
Of course, Master, and I know that with his teachings, I'll be able to realize it. On the other hand, in the Kingdom of the Whole, Daishinkan, using all his mental power, would try to locate Goku, but it'd be completely useless because on this occasion, the same power of Goku in his new transformation had been able to create a much more powerful barrier.
Damn it, we can't allow Son Goku to keep getting more powerful, much less if he has the help of the first Apostle of Death.
However, Daishinkan would be taken out of his thoughts completely when he realized as an incredible power was felt all over the place. That's right, the great Zeno-sama had come out of that dimension, but Daishinkan had been surprised.
But my lord, how have you been able to obtain those powers in such a short period of time? I can't believe the power that runs through our entire body.
Don't get confused, Daishinkan. Being a king at all, I've been able to modify the dimension in which I was training. But even I want you to train in that dimension because we'll need your power.
My lord, do you perhaps want me to train in that same dimension that you have trained in?
Exactly, Daishinkan. I want you to be able to achieve power similar to mine. Since we need it, I'm sure Yusuke has trained Goku in the best way possible.
So that's the name of the warrior who's training Mr. Goku. It's okay, my lord. I'll do my best to break every one of my limits.
Daishinkan would likewise begin to head towards the room from which Zeno-sama had left. While in each of the universes, all the gods along with their angels would carry out one of the most rigorous training of their entire existence, because this time they even ran the risk of dying, unlike an ordinary training which was only to increase their powers. However, among all the gods, the most powerful god Beerus was the one who stood out the most. Being a prodigy god, but to everyone's amazement, even the Saiyan Vegeta would not stay behind, after the humiliation he had received from Goku.
I swear, I'll become so powerful I'll be able to defeat that Kakarot bug. Can't let this stay like this.
The Prince of the Saiyans of equal began to break each of his limiters, but was not able to compare with the true power of the god of Beerus.
Damn it. Me being the most powerful god, I've been completely humiliated by that Saiyan. When I see him again, I think I'll end his damn existence.
The training they are both doing is to be admired, but no matter what they do, they will not be able to get on the level of Mr. Goku, since he has every help of an ancient being of incredible negative energy. Returning that mental dimension, Goku in all this time was beginning to assimilate all his new power, leaving the Apostle very surprised since it was an extremely short time for him to be able to master all that great power in its entirety.
Son Goku, have you really been able to master all that power completely?
I don't know if it's completely. I have to put that to the test in battle. How about if you fight against me, and you can help me check the new control I have over my power?
This'll be funny. The last time I fought against that power, I thought I was going to die, but the Apostle of Death never refuses a challenge.
The Apostle at the moment, for the first time, would expel all his power, with which thousands of rays began to fall all over the place. Despite being a mental territory, if they possessed the required power, they were capable of causing devastation all around. Wow, that power is amazing! So after so long training, you'll finally take me seriously. In that case, I plan to release all my power. Goku in his new training would begin to release all his power, or was that what the Apostle was doing to believe? Because he was really only expelling 60% of all his power. At the moment, both warriors would give a big smile, and they threw themselves against each other. The clash of their fists caused hundreds of destruction all around. However, despite the fact that their fists had an incredible power, they did not intend to end the life of their enemy. So at the moment, the Apostle was able to summon a great giant hand, with which he was able to connect a stealthy blow, which would make Goku fall to the bottom of a crater, creating a great destruction all around. That's right, thousands of rocks had turned into simple dust. Well, Goku would expel a little more of his power, releasing a great aura from all that crater. Wow, the power you've been using is amazing! I can't believe the condensed power that punch had.
Goku, I know you have much more power, and I ask you to please use it, because I want to measure myself against you while using all your power.
It's okay, it's the only thing I could do for my teacher, and that'll be what I'll do. Goku would instantly expel all his power. The simple extortion of his energy, he was able to even cut off the Apostle's breath. So both on this occasion forgot their revenge completely, enjoying their battle on this occasion. The blows that they were connected were of great power. However, for Goku's body, they did not represent the slightest damage, while for Yisuke's body, his body was completely destroyed. So at the moment, he would fall heavily. Goku would come closer to observe him, but the Apostle, with all his willpower, was able to stand up by his means. Even though superficially no injuries had been observed, his internal body was completely shattered.
The time has come. At this moment, I, the first apostle of all existence, will become part of your power. And thus, we will be the supreme apostle.
No, Master, if we do that, you'll die. And that's the last thing I want. Please don't.
Goku, you have become a very powerful warrior. I'm very proud of you. So from now on, it's time for you to go on your own way.
Master, I promise that I'll bring down the entire Divine Kingdom, and it'll be in your name.
I'm sure you will, Goku. I trust you.
All the remaining energy of the original Apostle would begin to enter the entire body of Goku. That's right, the Apostle would begin to form part of all the power of Son Goku, which at the moment of expelling all his new power was able to destroy the dimension in its entirety, being able to make all the other beings of divine energy feel they're incredible.
It's time to end all these scumbags. I'm not gonna give anything standing, but this has been hasty. I have to do it with a cool head.
Goku at the moment, as if it were a flash, he was able to move away from all 12 universes at an incredible speed. While at the realm of the whole, Zeno-sama had been able to perceive all the great power that was able to release Goku.
If that's the power of Goku, I'm sure that even if we all join forces, we won't be able to end his life. I'll have to ask for serious Samas for help.
Meanwhile, on the planet of Beerus, everyone had been surprised by the power that Goku had been able to expel. So at the moment, even Whis' gaze would completely change. The power that Mr. Goku's been able to release has no limit whatsoever, so we will have to even use the fusion apparently.
Hey Whis, maybe even your most powerful angel among the 12 angels is not able to do anything against Son Goku. Has his power really increased that much?
I understand that they're not able to feel Mr. Goku's power normally, and that is because Mr. Goku's power is located in a very distant dimension in this one, so the scales that separate them are abominable.
Are you giving me to understand that Kakarot's power is so great that we only are able to feel the pressure that his body releases, but not his real power?
Right, Mr. Vegeta. The power that Goku releases you will never be able to feel it, due to the distance that separates you, but if you will be able to feel the pressure that releases. On the other hand, returning with Goku, this one merging with the first apostle would be much more serious, just as his techniques this time would be much more lethal, with which he even was able to end the life of a priest in a single movement.
"70 million years ago, there was an unimaginable void without any life, when suddenly emerged a being which didn't know it was himself where he was. What's going on? What am I? I can't see anything. What is this immense void?" What he didn't know was, until that moment, was that he was an omnipotent being who was going to create everything known as the universe. He would even create a whole multiverse full of different types of life in order to find at some point an individual who could match or surpass the strength of his son called Zeno-sama. In Zeno-sama's palace, 30 million years after the birth of Zeno-sama's father, he introduces himself to his son. "Zeno-sama, my son, you've grown strong and apparently you've become very powerful over the centuries."
Father, I've always felt that my existence has no purpose. I often get bored. Why did you bring me to life to be bored?
70 million years ago, there was a void from which I was created. As I grew, I developed powers and immeasurable strength. As a result of that, a need was born in me to find a being who could match or surpass your strength, to even equal my own greatness. That's why I created planets, galaxies, universes, and living beings of various species.
All this was created just so that I could exist?
Yes, my son. Every star, every life form, everything has a purpose. To prepare you to be the supreme god of all that I've created. You're the main reason for all my creation.
It's a heavy burden, Father. Why me?
Because in you, I see the true potential to rule in this vast cosmos. You are the hope to maintain harmony among the creations that have sprung from my being. You are the missing piece in this cosmic chest.
Father, all this that you tell me is an enormous responsibility. I don't know if I'm ready to be able to do it. What if I fail?
There is no failure, son. Your very existence is success. Every moment in your life has molded you into the supreme being that you are. I trust you will fulfill your destiny.
What about you, Father? What role do you play in all this?
My role is to guide you from the shadows, to watch you fulfill your purpose. Finding balance in the universe is a task that requires your leadership. I'll be here, in the darkness, watching you carry out the mission I have given you.
I understand, Father. Leave everything in my hands.
Thus passed centuries, millennia, in which Zeno-sama was guided by his father to govern the immense multiverse he had created for him, but now convinced of the purpose he had in his life. In the present time, 30 million years after the conversation that Zeno-sama and his father had, in one of the universes created by Father Zeno, on a planet called Earth, Kakarot and Vegeta were training together with Whis and Beerus after having faced very powerful beings. While they were training, the Earth was illuminated by flashes of energy. As Kakarot and Vegeta embark on intense training, Whis and Beerus watch from a distance, assessing the Saiyans' every move as they prepare to rise in their skills.
Hey, Vegeta! Remember when we first faced Frieza? That guy was incredibly strong.
Yes, Kakarot. It was our first encounter with an enemy of another level. But we cannot forget the Cell Bug, that creature with cells from all of us. He put us in big trouble with his martial arts tournament. Luckily, your son became strong.
Both Saiyans exchanged energy blasts. Each hit and dodge was an echo of their long history of battles.
Ah, yes! The first time he showed the teleportation technique. That was amazing! Thanks to Gohan, we were able to defeat him.
But then came Majin Buu. That battle was unforgettable. We had to merge to have a chance.
The fusion was great, but we also learned about redemption and kindness at that time. Buu became good because of you.
As they continue their training, the energy of both Saiyans light up the space. Whis and Beerus watch with interest.
Yes, but don't forget about Beerus. That god of destruction who almost wiped out the Earth with a single sneeze. Although in the end, he turned out to be more of a joker than we thought.
Yes, I remember when I tried to fight him in my Super Saiyan 3 form. I wasn't at his level, but at least I gave him a fight in my Super Saiyan God form, and that was possible thanks to all of you.
That's right. And now we're here, training with Whis and Beerus. We cannot let our guard down, Kakarot. There'll always be bigger challenges.
Exactly. Every fight makes us stronger. Let's keep training and bettering ourselves.
Of course. We're always one step closer to being the strongest warriors in the universe.
The training continues as Kakarot and Vegeta, under the tutelage of Whis and Beerus, strive to reach new levels of power in order to defend the Earth from new and more powerful enemies that may appear with the desire to destroy the planet that welcomed them. While Kakarot and Vegeta were training to overcome their limits, Whis and Beerus encouraged them to keep improving. Very good, Saiyans. Keep it up.
Yes, they're very strong. But I don't know if that'll be enough to keep my interest.
Suddenly, they feel a dark presence and the whole environment begins to become dark. And a dark, powerful presence fills the place.
What's going on, Mr. Whis?
Something's not right. I feel an extremely powerful and dark presence.
That feeling sounds familiar. Who could it be?
The darkness intensifies, and suddenly an opposing figure appears in front of them like a shadowy nebula.
Inhabitants of the multiverse, have you missed me? Hello, dear inhabitants of the multiverse. I've come to observe progress of my creations.
What? Who is this guy?
I don't know, Kakarot, but his presence is overwhelming.
No way.
What?
The figure lingers in a shadowy haze, with the speaker being the father of Zeno-sama, the omnipotent being who created the multiverse. This one appears in all multiverse, where all the warriors were training for future problems.
This guy is the father of Zeno-sama, the creator of everything we know of universes beyond our imagination. I didn't think we'd ever see him.
Sir, your arrival is unexpected. Forgive the insolence, but to what do we owe you presents? The inclination of Whis and all the angels of different universes is because they have knowledge of who was the father of Zeno-sama. For that reason, they have a great fear and respect for him.
I see you've been busy, warriors. You have faced great obstacles throughout your insignificant lives, but this time has come. Are you strong enough?
We're always up for a good challenge.
Shut up, Kakarot. Don't you feel how powerful he is? How can you say that? Haven't you noticed something missing in the multiverse?
At that moment, Zeno-sama's father set out to tell them the reason for the ambiguous question. Moments before Zeno's father appeared before the whole multiverse, he was very angry because when he woke up from the dream of millions of years, he was surprised that many things had happened that went against the main reason why he created the whole universe. Because of this, he appears before his son Zeno-sama. In the center of the realm of everything, the overwhelming presence of Zeno-sama's father eclipses space. His voice booms like thunder as he directs his fury towards his son Zeno-sama. The latter, visibly nervous, tries to defend himself as the tension between the two intensifies.
Zeno-sama, you failed in your duty as Supreme God. All the warriors of the multiverse have overstepped their bounds and now dare to call themselves gods. Gods? This is unacceptable!
Father, I understand that this is all being misunderstood, but...
There's no excuses, Zeno-sama. Your lack of authority has allowed inferior beings to rise above us. How dare you let them usurp the title of gods?
I'm sorry, Father. I did not intend for things to come to this point. The anger in Father Zeno's voice increases. His tone becomes more defiant and contemptuous.
Your intention? Your weakness has sullied the name of our divinity. The only god here is me, and no one else should dare to call himself that. No one!
Father, I understand that I'm in your debt, but we can find another way to restore order.
Father Zeno's response is an explosion of contempt and fury. You do not deserve the title of God at all. Your weakness has tainted my creation. Because of your incompetence, I must restore the balance, even if it means getting rid of you.
What? Father, please don't do it! There's so much I can still learn and improve! I can fix all of this! Zeno-sama's imploration is lost in Father Zeno's cold determination.
It is already too late, Zeno. Weakness must be eradicated from existence for true power to prevail.
In an instant, Zeno-sama's father unleashes a blast of devastating energy that engulfs Zeno-sama and begins to tear him to shreds as he screams in pain. No, Father, please! Ah!
Order has been restored. No one else will dare to challenge my supremacy. I will now take it upon myself to re-establish balance through my creation.
In the present day, in front of the terrified warriors, due to what Zeno-sama's father had informed them what had happened to his son Zeno-sama, a being they all adored and feared.
You insignificant beings now understand. Because of this, I will destroy all the timelines and universes that exist. I am a divine being, omnipotent, and I can do it. But I will give you a chance to fight for your lives. So I'll organize a tournament in which the strongest warriors of the entire multiverse will participate so that the power will prevail.
Earth 2024.
What? This can't be true.
Do you think we can face something like that, Mr. Piccolo?
Oh? We'll have to train a lot physically and, above all, mentally.
The idea of a tournament piques his interest, seeing the opportunity to test his own power and perhaps become even stronger. Thraxis Nocturne. Planet sunk in the shadows. A tournament, eh? Well, I'll show that true power is not limited to divine beings.
I won't let them destroy our future. I will fight in that tournament and protect my own.
A tournament with the strongest warriors, huh? It'll be my chance to show that the Saiyans are not insignificant beings. We will see who is truly divine in this tournament. My empire will prevail.
A competition between the strongest. Interesting. I was showed that the Metacoolers are superior in all universes.
Nigerian, a world with perpetually cloudy skies where storms of dark energy lash the surface.
Father, this tournament will be the perfect occasion to show you that my power surpasses yours. Perfect. I'll show my true power and wreak havoc in every corner of the multiverse.
Destruction in a tournament. What a magnificent combination. I will be the ultimate warrior and subdue all under my rule. Let's fight. This tournament will be my stage to demonstrate the power I've obtained.
Dracoria, homeworld of the humanoid dragon warriors and the descendants.
The threat of destruction is overwhelming. My fire may not be enough to face its dark omnipotence.
A shadow that threatens to destroy everything. My ability to manipulate the darkness may not be enough. Even with my swordsmanship, facing an omnipotent divine being will be an unparalleled challenge. This divine being has the power to destroy everything I love. My fire will be my defense.
A divine threat. My control over thunderstorms will be enough. This will be a challenge like never before.
After seeing the various emotions and thoughts of the main participants of the tournament, Zeno-sama's father begins to explain the rules of this supposed tournament.
Minimal beings. The rules are simple. The tournament will be to the death. It'll be held in a timeless space where the laws of time and physics are temporarily suspended. The only way to eliminate an opponent is to make his heart stop. It is by killing him. There's no other way. In this tournament, it is either you or your rival. There's no limits on the use of skills. You must unleash your full potential without restriction, so as not to be destroyed in the process. I'll be the one who will watch over the whole process. The participant who wins will have the joy of facing me, putting his life and the life of his universe at stake. But I'm a PS deity, and I will bring him the opportunity to have a divine power similar to mine for a determined time. If he does not take the advantage of it, he will have to accept the consequences.
In spite of the uncertainty that the warriors have in front of what the father of Zeno-sama has said, some are excited and others are worried.
Wow, this sounds exciting! A tournament with fighters from all universes. It's gonna be great!
Why should we trust this tournament to be fair? By killing them?
So I can fight to the best of my ability. But killing beings that are just fighting for their lives is not nice.
I hope everything I've said has been clear to everyone. The only rule is that you have to kill your opponent so that they don't kill you. I want to make that clear. You will have to kill your opponent. The way we will check if you're worthy of calling yourselves gods.
Father Zeno disappears and everything returns to normal. You can see Kakarot's excited about the new enemy that is seen. It is very powerful. Vegeta, scared and worried about his family, angry with Kakarot.
Wow, that guy's incredibly strong. I'm excited to fight him in the next tournament.
Excited? Do you realize what's at stake, Kakarot? The enemy is dangerous, and we can't just underestimate him.
But Vegeta, that guy has awesome power. It's gonna be the best fight of our lives.
This is not a game, Kakarot. Do you realize that we're putting our families and the entire universe at risk?
I know it's serious, Vegeta, but it's also a chance to get better. Besides, Zeno-sama's father is excited about this.
I can't believe you're so carefree. My family's in danger and you're excited about a fight.
I'm not saying I'm not serious, Vegeta, but when an opportunity presents itself to measure our power, I can't resist.
You always think about the fight, don't you? Sometimes I wish you had a little more responsibility.
Vegeta, I understand that you're worried about Bulma and Trunks, but trust that we can protect them.
I don't like the idea of someone else deciding about our lives.
I understand, Vegeta, but do you really think we can ignore this opportunity?
I'm not going to lose my family over a fight, but I also know that I can't stop you from getting excited about the battle.
At that moment, the tension between Kakarot and Vegeta is palpable as they prepare to face the new enemy. While Kakarot is filled with excitement for the fight, Vegeta faces the situation with a mixture of fear and determination. Thus, the training of the entire multiverse for the survival of their species began. From the moment on, the most powerful warriors of all the universes began to train with greater intensity in order to save their universes and timelines. After having communicated with the entire multiverse from the realm of everything, the father of Zeno-sama would observe everything from a crystal screen, that the warriors were getting stronger and stronger. He sent his shadow warriors to slow down the process of them.
But what is this feeling that stirs my supreme being? A mixture of fascination and disdain. It's inevitable that mortals yearn for more. that they aspire to surpass their boundaries. Yet some of these warriors are reaching levels I cannot allow. Their power threatens the balance I've established. It's enough that they're mere participants in my tournament. They must be contained. They must be eliminated before their ascensions endanger the stability of my creation. My shadow warriors, creatures of the shadow and executioners of my will travel throughout all the universes. They'll be my instruments to stop these reckless advances. I will not allow the power of these warriors to grow beyond the limits set by my divinity.
Father Zeno, we're here to receive your orders.
Shadow creatures, my loyal enforcers, the time has come. The universes pulsate with an energy that threatens to destabilize the order I've established. Mortal warriors, in their relentless pursuit of power, are rising to dangerous heights. Their progress must be halted.
Your orders are our will. How do you wish us to proceed?
Each of you will disperse among the universes. Your mission is to find those warriors who dare to exceed the limits imposed. There's no room for compassion. The threat must be eradicated. Annihilate them without mercy.
We will, Father Zeno. No warrior will be strong enough to defy your will.
The shadow creatures set off to every universe and timeline to destroy every warrior who would participate. Along the way, they encountered weak warriors who they destroyed with these strong and very powerful ones. It was dusk when suddenly the Earth's atmosphere trembled with an unnatural darkness. In the blink of an eye, shadow creatures emerged from the interdimensional shadows, ethereal and menacing beings that would challenge even the strength of the mightiest warriors. Kakarot and Vegeta, training on the vast battlefield of Earth, sensed the arrival of an ominous presence. Shadow creatures, their ethereal forms and eyes burning with the intensity of darkness, materialized before them.
What are you?
We are servants of Father Zeno. Your progress has been noted and must be halted. The will of Father Zeno is the supreme law. The warriors have exceeded the allowable limits and will now be destroyed.
The shadow creatures moved with an agility that defied logic, leaving behind them trails of darkness. Kakarot and Vegeta prepared for the confrontation, their energies flashing in response to the threatening presence.
Well, it looks like we have new opponents. This should be interesting.
No matter who sends them, will not allow them to stop our progress.
The shadow creatures, speechless, rushed towards Kakarot and Vegeta with flashing speed. The battle ahead would not only be a test of strength, but a struggle between light and darkness, between the determination of the warriors and the will of the father of Zeno-sama. The battle rages in the environment, plants, stones, and sky are witness to the incredible demonstration of power. Kakarot and Vegeta, deploying a great amount of ki, are in the center ready to face the two mysterious shadow warriors that attack them. Shadow Creature 1 moves at breakneck speed, leaving only flashes of darkness in its wake. Its form is ethereal, almost impossible to follow with the eye. It attacks with incredible precision, throwing punches and kicks that defy the perception of time. Shadow Creature 2 stands out for its devastating power. Its every strike sends out waves of dark energy that distort the surrounding space. Its presence emanates an ominous aura that shakes even the particles of space. The fight begins with Kakarot and Vegeta charging forward, but the shadow creatures respond with astonishing agility, dodging every blow and counterattacking with almost invisible movements. Faced with the speed of the Shadow Warriors, Kakarot and Vegeta are forced to raise their power to Super Saiyan level.
Vegeta, these guys are incredibly fast. I can't even keep up with their moves.
Looks like our usual speed isn't enough. We'll have to raise our power to the maximum.
Both Saiyans concentrate, their golden auras bursting as they transform into Super Saiyan. Their golden hair lights up the space as they launch into a fierce offensive. But the Shadow Warriors remain equally agile, gracefully dodging the attacks. The intensity of the power illuminates the space.
Now, Vegeta, let's go all out.
Let's go, Kakarot.
The Saiyans rush towards these Shadow Warriors with a fierce offensive. However, the Shadow creatures dodge their attacks with surprising grace, moving through the energy blast with ease.
Is that the best you can do, Saiyans?
Their speed is admirable, but they're still not up to par. Damn it! It can't go on like this, Kakarot. We need something else.
You're right, Vegeta. Let's take this to the next level.
Faced with persistent speed of the Shadow Warriors, Kakarot and Vegeta rise their power even higher, transforming into Super Saiyan Blue. Their blue auras flash with intensity and the pressure of their power shakes the surrounding space. However, the Shadow Warriors are not daunted. The battle reaches its peak, as the four warriors are engulfed in a frenzy of energy. Kakarot launches his attack called Kamehameha, and Vegeta launches his final flash attack, but the Shadow Warriors respond with counterattacks that defy the laws of physics. Then the clash of these powerful attacks causes an immense explosion. At the precise moment that both Saiyan warriors, the shadow creatures, collided their attacks, the explosion resulting from the collision of the attacks left a crater on the battlefield, while a dense smoke obscured the view. Amidst the haze, Goku with a serious but confident expression, and Vegeta, also with a confident expression of having destroyed the shadow creatures with his attacks, stood on guard, ready to face whatever emerged from this smoke. Suddenly, as soon as the smoke dissipated from the battlefield, the shadowy creatures emerged unharmed, floating in the air with an even more intense presence. Their forms twisted, revealing an even darker and more powerful transformation. Now with eyes glowing with a more intense light, the shadow creatures uttered a great malevolent laugh and moved towards Goku and Vegeta with renowned ferocity. The sky was covered with dark clouds and lightning intermittently illuminated the scene. The creatures, once scattered, began to converge into a chaotic mass. Their bodies intertwined and merged, creating a monstrous entity that emanated a dark and malevolent aura. The fusion of the creatures was completed with a loud roar, and before Goku and Vegeta emerged, a nightmarish creature. The fused creature had a grotesque figure, with twisted limbs and glowing eyes filled with evil. Its body was enveloped in a halo of dark energy, which distorted the space around it. The ground shook with every step he took, and the waves of evil energy generated chaos on the battlefield. Goku and Vegeta exchanged determined glances. They knew they faced an unprecedented threat. The fusion of the creatures had given rise to a being of incredible power and speed. Goku frowned, clenching his fists, while Vegeta gave a cocky grin.
Kakarot, looks like things have become interesting. I didn't expect to have to face something like this.
Yes, Vegeta. This creature's no joke. We're gonna have to give it our all.
Both warriors raised their ki to the maximum, surrounding themselves with an intense golden and blue aura. Their hair stood on end and the earth trembled under the pressure of their combined power. The fused creature responded with a guttural laugh and advanced towards them with great strides.
Come on, Vegeta. Let's attack together and put an end to this.
For once, Kakarot, I agree.
The battle reached its climax as Goku and Vegeta, enveloped in their golden and blue auras, launched themselves towards the fused creature. Every punch and burst of energy echoed through the air, creating a spectacle of flashes and booms. The creature, however, was not easy to defeat. Its agility and strength were astounding, dodging the Saiyan's attacks with ease.
Vegeta, we need to find an opening in its defense. Focus!
I know, Kakarot, but this thing's fast.
The fused creature responded with a ripping attack, sending the Saiyans flying across the battlefield. Goku and Vegeta, however, quickly recovered and stood up with renewed determination.
We can't underestimate this thing. Come on, Vegeta, let's attack together.
All right, Kakarot, together we'll defeat it.
Goku nodded and they concentrated their energies into an amazing combined attack. A brilliant flash of light and blue light materialized in their hands, growing with each second. The fused creature, seeing the imminent threat, tried to counterattack, but it was too late.
Final Flash!
The powerful beam of combined energy shot towards the fused creature, illuminating the dark battle with its radiance. However, just when impact seemed inevitable, the creature, in the last act of desperation, deployed a dark shield that managed to resist the Saiyan's assault. The result explosion sent Goku and Vegeta flying backwards, returning them to their base form, leaving them dazed and severely injured on the ground. The fused creature, though weakened, struggled to its feet, its malevolent aura flickering, but far from fading completely.
Vegeta, we're in trouble. This thing's stronger than we thought.
Vegeta, however, lay motionless on the ground with visible wounds and his aura rapidly diminishing.
Vegeta! Don't give up, Vegeta!
The fused creature, slowly recovering, calmly approached towards Vegeta with a palpable malevolence in its glowing eyes.
Your efforts are futile. I'm the amalgam of darkness itself. This is the end of you, Saiyan Prince.
Goku, full of rage and despair, stood up and threw himself towards the creature with what was left of his strength. However, the creature, with a simple wave of its hand, unleashed a wave of dark energy that enveloped Kakarot and threw him violently to the ground. Vegeta, we need a plan. The fused creature approached Vegeta, lifting him off the ground with one hand. The Saiyan Prince, barely conscious, opened his eyes to meet the cold, merciless gaze of his energy.
Kakarot, do whatever it takes.
The fused creature, with a contemptuous gesture, threw Vegeta back to the ground, leaving him on the verge of death. The battle, which had begun with hope, now became bleaker than ever. With his partner down and his own strength waning, Kakarot faced a strength that seemed insurmountable. Goku, sensing the desperation of the situation, recalled the hermit seeds he carried with him. The moment the fused creature came speeding towards him, Goku managed to dodge that blow swiftly, approached Vegeta and handed him one of the valuable seeds. Vegeta, eat this! It'll give you the energy to keep fighting! At the same time, Goku also consumed one of the seeds. Vegeta, barely conscious, accepted the seed and consumed it urgently. The hermit seed acted quickly, healing Vegeta's wounds and restoring his life energy. Flashes of golden light surrounded the Saiyan Prince. As he stood up, his eyes were gaining determination.
Kakarot, don't underestimate me. I can keep fighting.
Fine, Vegeta, but we need something else to defeat this creature. Do you remember the fusion technique? Vegeta frowned but nodded in understanding. Both Saiyans positioned themselves in front of the fused creature, focusing their energies. Vegeta, let's do it! Let's merge!
I don't think it'll come to this, Kakarot, but I have no choice.
Both warriors stood side by side, raising their hands into the front and began to concentrate their energies. The atmosphere was filled with a brilliant glow as the two Saiyans merged into a single entity. The resulting figure was a perfect combination of Goku and Vegeta, with a powerful golden aura enveloping their fused bodies. This fusion creature showed signs of unease as it witnessed the transformation. The new Saiyan entity turned to it with a determined look. The fusion between Goku and Vegeta, known as Gogeta, in his Super Saiyan form was now evident. Gogeta, with the combined voice of Goku and Vegeta, said, "Prepare for defeat. We're the fusion of the Saiyans, and there's nothing we cannot overcome." With a unified shout, the Saiyan fusion lunged towards the fused creature with incredible speed and power. The battle between the Saiyan fusion and the fused creature erupted into a frenzy of power and skill. Every move, every blow, every burst of energy shook the battlefield. The earth trembled under the intensity of the confrontation, and the sky lit up with the sparks of energy released during the fight. Gogeta, with the combination of Goku's cunning and Vegeta's determination, proved to be an unstoppable force. However, the fused creature did not yield easily, showing a resilience that defied expectations. Both contenders were at a stalemate, each pushing their limits to the max. Goku and Vegeta, in their fused form, began to feel the need to unleash more power to overcome their more formidable foe. In a moment of perfect synchronization, both Saiyans raised their ki to the limit. The atmosphere itself began to be distorted with the built-up pressure.
It's time to take this to the next level!
In a dazzling flash, the Saiyan fusion underwent an astonishing metamorphosis. His once golden hair now turned sapphire blue, and his aura took on a heavenly hue. The transformation to Super Saiyan Blue had taken place. The fused creature recoiled momentarily as it witnessed the new form. Shocked by the magnitude of the power unleashed, however, the Saiyan fusion showed no mercy and lunged towards with dizzying speed.
Prepare for true Saiyan strength!
The attacks and counterattacks reached a speed that defied perception. The fused creature, despite its previous endurance, was outmatched by the speed and aggressiveness of the Saiyan fusion in its Super Saiyan Blue form. The battle had not yet come to an end. In a final attempt to resist, the fused creature unleashed its own dark power, enveloping the Saiyan fusion in a spiral of chaotic energy. Gogeta, in response, concentrated his energy to the maximum in an act of rage.
Let's go farther!
The energy surrounding the Saiyan fusion intensified and exploded in a dazzling burst. The bright blue aura became more intense, and the power of the Saiyan fusion increased to unimaginable levels. The sky lit up with glows and waves of energy as the fused creature faced Gogeta's unstoppable strength. However, in an unexpected twist, the creature began to build up a dark and sinister energy, revealing a hidden power.
Your resistance is impressive, Saiyans, but you have not seen my true potential.
The fused creature transformed, its fusion distorting further. A black aura filled with malevolence surrounded its body as its eyes glowed with terrifying intensity.
What the hell is it doing?
The fused creature, now imbued with a new dark power, lunged at Gogeta with surprising speed. Despite Gogeta's formidable strength in his Super Saiyan Blue form, the fused creature seemed to be able to anticipate even more.
Now you'll experience true darkness.
Gogeta sensed the threat, deciding to take his own power to the extreme. In a blink of an eye, he activated the technique, the Kaioken. His blue aura multiplied into a mixture of blue and red, and the intensity of the battle reached levels never seen before.
It's time to put an end to this! Kaioken!
Gogeta's speed and strength multiplied exponentially, and the fused creature was momentarily caught off guard. However, the creature counterattacked with a blast of dark energy that enveloped Gogeta, but he struggled to resist. Gogeta, in his Kaioken state, felt the need to raise his power even higher. Thus, his ki increased, causing the earth to tremble from such immense power, destroying mountains and lifting rocks into the skies. At that precise moment, he disappeared from the sight of the fused creature, appearing from behind and creating a glowing bluish sphere of energy that materialized between his hands.
Final Kamehameha!
The energy sphere impacted against the fused creature with unparalleled force. The resulting explosion lit up the sky, dispersed the creature's dark energy. However, when the light faded, the fused creature emerged once again, albeit visibly weakened.
Do not underestimate my power, Saiyans. I have attained a form beyond your comprehension.
Gogeta, sensing the gravity of the situation, prepared for the next confrontation. The battle, far from over, was entering even more dangerous terrain, with the fate of the universe hanging in the balance in this fierce struggle between light and darkness. The battlefield was plunged into utter chaos, with destructive shockwaves reverberating throughout space. Gogeta, with his combined aura of Super Saiyan Blue and Kaioken, was moving at speeds that defied perception. The fused creature, despite his new enhanced form, was momentarily outmatched by the Saiyan warrior's speed.
Darkness cannot defeat light! It's time to seal your fate!
Though weakened, the fused creature did not give up. With impressive speed, it lunged towards Gogeta, unleashing a series of dark attacks that even defied the Kaioken's speed.
Your light is but a fleeting glimmer. In the eternity of darkness, you will suffer.
Gogeta, with sharp reflexes at precise moments, will dodge the fused creature's attacks. The battle reached an even greater frenzy, with a clash of fists and kicks creating waves of energy that swept the surrounding landscape. The once dark and stormy sky were illuminated by the flashes on the contest. In the beginning of the moment of opportunity, Gogeta channeled the Kaioken to an even higher level. His aura became more intense, mixing blue with red in a dazzling display. Seeing the new burst of power, the fused creature recoiled momentarily, a moment Gogeta took advantage of to gather energy.
This is the limit of your darkness! Prepare for the end!
Gogeta, with unmatched speed, appeared in front of the fused creature, concentrating his energy to a single point. A glowing sphere of energy formed between his hands, but this time, the sphere was not blue, it was a mixture of colors. A fusion of the power of Super Saiyan Blue and Kaioken.
Kaioken 20 times! Final Kamehameha!
The now larger, more powerful energy sphere hurled with impressive speed towards the fused creature. The resulting explosion illuminated the entire horizon, causing the mountains and valleys to be enveloped in a dazzling glow. When the light faded, the fused creature lay defeated on the ground. Its dark aura completely dissipated. Gogeta, with his Super Saiyan Blue form and Kaioken still activated, watched cautiously. The intense battle had come to an end, but the price of the confrontation was reflected in the devastated earth and the wear and tear visible on the Saiyan warrior.
I hope that was enough. This universe can't take any more of this destruction.
With a flash, Gogeta deactivated the Kaioken and returned to his base form. As silence descended over the battlefield, The lingering question was whether the threat had truly been eliminated, or if there was still challenges to be faced in the vast cosmos. Goku and Vegeta, feeling that the threat had been neutralized for the moment, separated from the Saiyan fusion. The intensity of the battle had left both Saiyans exhausted, but their attention was diverted to a disturbing reality. In the corner of their vision, they watched as a small dark creature made its way towards where Gohan and Broly were standing.
Vegeta, something's happening! We must get there fast!
Those two are in trouble if that thing gets to them. Let's go, Goku! Both Saiyans, despite their exhaustion, dashed towards Gohan and Broly's location with as much speed as possible. As they approached, they could see the dark creature getting closer and closer to the two warriors. Gohan, who was training with Broly in an attempt to increase his skills, noticed Goku and Vegeta's arrival urgently.
Dad! Vegeta! Something's coming!
Broly, with his piercing gaze, had also sensed the approaching threat.
Evil creature, we will fight!
The small dark creature, noticing the presence of the Saiyans, stopped advancing and displayed a malevolent laugh.
Ha ha ha! Your victory was short-lived. This is only the first of many surprises.
Before they could react, the dark creature split into multiple smaller shadows, surrounding Gohan and Broly with astonishing speed.
Watch out, Broly! They're fast and dangerous!
We will fight! We won't let them defeat us!
Goku and Vegeta, arriving just in time, joined the battle. The battle became a chaotic dance of blows and explosions as the Saiyans fought the dark shadows that multiplied endlessly.
Let's finish this quickly! Gohan, Broly, stay strong!
Got it, Vegeta!
Broly, unleashing his titanic power, emitted a wave of energy that temporarily dispersed the dark shadows. However, the dark creature, in a final act of desperation, merged back into a larger, more powerful form.
My shadows cannot be so easily defeated. The real battle has just begun.
The shadow creature, now strengthened and more menacing than ever, faced the four Saiyan warriors with palpable malevolence. Gohan, Broly, Goku, and Vegeta moved into battle stance, facing the shadow creature with determination.
Come on, guys! Let's work together and put an end to this menace once and for all!
Broly growled in agreement, his power emanating from him with an imposing force. Goku and Vegeta, despite their earlier exhaustion, raised their energies ready for the battle ahead. The shadow creature, with a sinister laugh, lunged towards them with surprising speed. The Saiyans responded with a coordinated assault, launching energy blasts and performing combo attacks. However, the shadow creature was agile and dodged their attacks with ease.
We can't let this thing get away. Concentrate on attacking together.
You're right, Vegeta! If we fight them as a team, we can overcome anything!
The four Saiyans synchronized their movements, attacking in harmony. Broly unloaded titanic blows. Gohan used his agility and advanced techniques, while Goku and Vegeta coordinated their energies to create a combined assault. Despite their efforts, the shadow creature proved to be resilient and adaptable. It defended with cunning and counterattacked with fury. In a moment of tension, the shadow creature unleashed a dark glow that enveloped its form, transforming to an even more powerful and monstrous version.
It's getting stronger again!
It doesn't matter. I'll destroy it!
The battle intensified as the shadow creature, in its enhanced form, launched waves of dark energy and unleashed more devastating attacks. The Saiyans, however, did not back down. Despite the gravity of the situation, their determination burned stronger than ever.
There's no limit to our strength when we fight together! Come on, guys, we can't lose!
This thing doesn't know who it's messing with. Get ready for what's coming!
Gohan, Broly, Goku, and Vegeta channeled their energies to the maximum, shaking the earth under the intensity of their combined power. In a unified act, the four Saiyans raised their ki to the limit and lunged towards the shadow creature with indomitable resolve. The shadow creature, now in its strengthened form, unleashed a dark energy that enveloped Broly, possessing the mighty Saiyan with a malevolent influence. Broly, his eyes now awash with shadows, stood before the other Saiyans with a menacing presence.
Broly, I won't let you be used as a puppet. We must save him. We won't let this thing manipulate Broly. Come on, guys, let's protect ourselves and save our friend.
This is getting more complicated than I thought. But no matter, we won't let the darkness win.
The battle began with the shadow creature using Broly's immense power against them. The controlled Saiyan's attacks were fierce, with waves of energy and bursts of ki that challenged even the most experienced warriors. The Saiyans dodged and counterattacked, but the shadow creature took advantage of Broly's brute strength to counter his moves.
We must weaken it enough to free Broly! Dad, Vegeta, let's follow the plan and attack in unison!
The three Saiyans coordinated, launching a series of swift and powerful attacks. However, the shadow creature moved with agility, dodging most of the blows and countering with blows of its own. Broly, under the influence of the Dark Possession, was showing superhuman endurance.
It's not enough! Broly, fight against this influence!
We must force him to break free. We're gonna give it our all.
In a moment of desperation, the Saiyans decided to raise their powers to the maximum. Goku transformed into Super Saiyan second stage, Gohan advanced his mystical form, and Vegeta unleashed his own power into Super Saiyan second stage. The three Saiyans surrounded Broly, launching a combination of flurry of powerful attacks.
Broly, resist! Don't let their darkness consume you!
The shadow creature, feeling the combined presence of the three Saiyan warriors, showed signs of weakness. However, in a desperate act, the dark energy intensified its hold on Broly, raising its power even higher and unleashing unbridled fury.
We can't give up! We're going to free Broly, whatever it takes!
The battle reached its climax as the three Saiyan warriors, Goku, Gohan, and Vegeta, clashed against the shadow creature possessing Broly. The unleashed energy created a spectacle of flashes, explosions, and shockwaves that shook the battlefield. Goku, with his power as a Super Saiyan, moved with astonishing speed, launched energy blasts and accurate punches at the shadow creature. Gohan, in his mystical form, unleashed a combination of fast attacks and advanced techniques, seeking to weaken the dark possession that controlled Broly. Vegeta, in his Super Saiyan second phase form, displayed titanic power, coordinating his attacks with calculated precision.
Broly, listen to my voice! Don't be consumed by this darkness!
The shadow creature, however, resisted tenaciously, harnessing Broly's brute strength and ferocity to counter the Saiyan's attacks. Broly, under the Dark Possession, responded with unstoppable strength, his attacks more intense and uncontrolled.
We need to weaken that possession! Come on, guys, keep up the pressure!
This dark power won't last forever. We must resist.
The battle grew more frantic. With each passing moment, the shadow creature, sensing the threat of the Saiyans, intensified its hold on Broly, fusing its dark energy with the brute strength of the legendary Saiyan.
We can't back down now! Broly's our friend, and we won't let this darkness control him!
In a moment of perfect synchronization, the three Saiyans focused their energies into a coordinated attack. Goku launched a Kamehameha, Gohan unleashed a Masenko, and Vegeta fired a final flash, all aimed at the shadow creature. The resulting explosion illuminated the battlefield, creating an energy storm. However, when the light faded, the shadow creature Broly still stood, visibly weakened but far from defeated.
It's not enough! We must find a way to free Broly from this possession!
At that moment, the shadow creature, taking advantage of the Saiyan's momentary weakness, launched a surprise attack, sending Goku and Gohan to the ground. Vegeta, with his rage in his eyes, stood up determined.
Enough's enough! We won't let this thing continue to manipulate Broly.
Vegeta concentrated his ki to the maximum, unleashing a new transformation. His intense blue aura transformed into an even brighter and more powerful hue.
Super Saiyan Blue!
The atmosphere itself seemed to tremble at the magnitude of the transformation. Vegeta, now in his evolved form, launched himself towards the shadow creature with renewed speed and power. Vegeta's transformation in Super Saiyan Blue Evolved caused a dramatic change in the intensity of the battle. His bright blue aura flashed with overwhelming energy as he charged towards the shadowy creature and Broly, who was still under his influence.
It's time to put an end to this. Broly, I'll fight to free you from this darkness.
The shadow creature, sensing the threat posed by Super Saiyan Blue, adopted a defensive stance. On the other hand, Broly, his eyes still darkened, prepared to face Vegeta. Vegeta unleashed a flurry of quick and precise attacks, combining punches and kicks with astonishing speed. Each move was charged with the strength of the new form, and the shadow creature was forced to retreat in the face of Vegeta's fury.
Broly, regain control. I'll not allow this darkness to consume you.
Broly, under the influence of the Dark Possession, responded with impressive stamina. His attacks were brutal and uncontrolled, but Vegeta moved with a dexterity that defied expectations.
I need to find an opening in this possession.
In an act of bravery, Vegeta launched himself directly towards Broly. Their fists collided forcefully, and Vegeta, using all his skill, made precise strikes that temporarily weakened the dark influence.
Broly, fight this! You're stronger than this darkness!
The shadowy creature, seeing Vegeta's resistance, increased his energy and fused even more with Broly. Now the dark influence was more entrenched than ever, and Broly unleashed an explosion of wild power.
You can't stop me, Saiyan Prince!
Vegeta, not backing down, continued to engage Broly. The battle reached new heights as both warriors unleashed their most powerful attacks. Vegeta launched a big bang attack while Broly responded with a gigantic charge of dark energy. The collision of energies generated a huge explosion that blanketed the area. After the dust settled, Vegeta lay on the ground, clearly exhausted but not giving up.
I can't lose. My determination's stronger than your darkness.
The battle between Vegeta and Broly, who was possessed by the shadow creature, reached a critical point. The overflowing energy of the confrontation was spreading across the battlefield, distorting the air and creating palpable tension. At that crucial moment, Goku found himself regaining consciousness, stood up, and immediately went to Saiyan Prince's side.
Vegeta, let's go! Let's give it all we've got!
Goku's transformation into Super Saiyan Phase 2 and joined the fray. The shadow creature, seeing the arrival of another Saiyan warrior, prepared to face the new threat.
Kakarot, you're just in time. This thing has gotten stronger with Broly.
We'll face it together! Broly, we won't let this darkness control you!
The three Saiyans stood in formation, ready to deal with the shadow creature fused with Broly. The intensity of the conflict increased even more, with flashes of energy and clashes of fists echoing throughout the battlefield.
Come on, Kakarot, let's attack in unison and free Broly.
I got it, Vegeta! Together, we'll free him!
The Saiyans coordinated their attacks, launching a combined blast towards the shadow creature. Despite their efforts, Broly's dark possession was still resisting, fueled by the brute strength of the legendary Saiyan. Broly, under the influence of the shadow creature, unleashed an uncontrolled fury. His attacks were unpredictable and devastating, putting the Saiyans on the defensive. Goku, Vegeta, and the shadow creature continued to exchange energy blasts and powerful blows.
Vegeta, we must break that possession! We can't let Broly fall into darkness!
Roger that, Kakarot. Let's keep attacking together.
Amidst the chaos of the battlefield, the fiery aura of the Saiyans lit up the sky, a visual manifestation of their mammoth power. Goku and Vegeta, feeling the weight of the battle, decided to take it a step further. They joined their energies in a symphony of power, a final bid to tear apart the shadows enveloping the evil presence. The shadow creature on the brink of the abyss responded with desperation. It raised its own power, and the darkness churned with intensity as it struggled to resist the combined onslaught of the Saiyans. The clash of energies created a cataclysm of flashes and booms, shaking the battlefield to its core. At that critical moment, the energy explosion was unleashed with dazzling magnificence. The earth shook, and the shockwaves swept across the landscape, leaving behind a trail of destruction. Goku, Vegeta, and Broly, enveloped in the blanket of the explosion, were momentarily eclipsed by the blinding light and dancing shadow. When the shimmering luminosity faded, the Saiyans found themselves faced with a new scenario. On the ground lay Broly, his figure shrouded in a residual haze of the contest. The dark aura that had consumed him had finally dissipated. Stillness reigned on the battlefield. As the warriors approached with worried looks, the formidable warrior who now resisted, his power darkened, finally silenced.
We did it, Vegeta! Broly's free!
Yes, but this shadow creature's still a problem. We can't let our guard down.
Vegeta nodded grimly as they watched Broly, who lay on the ground, slowly recovering from the intense battle. However, at that moment of apparent calm, the shadow creature, cunning and unnoticed, had left Broly's possession to seek a new host. The dark entity swiftly swept into the shadows, unnoticed by the Saiyans, who still assessing their companion's condition. Silently, the shadow creature crept towards Gohan, who had been watching the battle from a distance. Gohan, oblivious to the threat looming over him, felt a shiver run down his spine, just as the shadow creature enveloped him with its dark presence. A momentary flash of its eyes indicated that something was terribly wrong. At that instant, Gohan, with a sudden alteration in his expression, went on guard without warning. His gaze, now posed by the shadow creature, glowed with a malevolence that contrasted with his gentle nature. Goku, noticing the sudden tension, turned towards Gohan, but before he could react, Gohan, under the influence of the shadow creature, moved with supernatural speed. The confrontation with Broly had left the Saiyans exhausted, and the shadow creature, seizing the opportunity, vanished into the darkness along with Gohan. Vegeta, realizing the situation, gritted his teeth in fury. The threat persisted, and now Gohan, a valuable ally, was in the hands of the shadows. Goku and Vegeta, despite their exhaustion, prepared for a new confrontation, aware that the battle had not yet come to an end. The tension in the air was palpable, as Goku and Vegeta, still worried about Broly, with determination, turned towards the place where the dark entity had vanished.
Damn it, where'd that thing go?
I don't know, Vegeta, but we must find it before it hurts Gohan. The two Saiyans, quick as the wind, rushed towards where Gohan had been standing, their senses alert. The shadow creature, now inside Gohan, emerged from the shadows with a sinister laugh.
Looks like they're not as cunning as they thought. Now I have a new toy for my plans. Get out of Gohan, you damn creature.
I'll not allow you to possess my son!
Ha! You think you could stop me? My power possesses even more of your combined forces. Do not underestimate the Saiyans. We have overcome greater challenges than you.
Leave Gohan and face your fate, creature. You'll not be victorious. The shadow creature, now in control of Gohan, smiled malevolently before responding.
We'll see how long you can resist. Gohan is now an instrument of my will.
The shadow creature possessing Gohan unleashed a burst of dark energy that distorted the surrounding space. Goku and Vegeta suddenly found themselves during a chaotic confrontation, with Gohan now transformed into an instrument of the malevolent entity. The waves of energy radiating from Gohan's possessed figure created an ominous aura that filled the battlefield, defying the Saiyans' endurance and determination. The Saiyans, in their Super Saiyan Blue form, prepared for the impending clash. The shadow creature, using Gohan's body, moved with supernatural agility, dodging the Saiyans' first attacks with grace and malice. Gohan, his eyes now filled with darkness, lunged at Goku with astonishing speed. Goku blocked Gohan's first few blows with difficulty, feeling the enhanced strength and speed of his new controlled son. The fight was intense, each move charged with power and ferocity. Meanwhile, Vegeta positioned himself strategically, assessing the situation, looking for an opening to attack. The shadow creature, through Gohan, unleashed a flurry of attack, which devastating blows that kept Goku on the defensive. However, Goku's ability to adapt quickly to the battle allowed him to counter the attacks and counterattack with his own overwhelming power. Vegeta, sensing an opportunity, lunged at the shadow creature from an unexpected angle. However, the dark entity had sharp reflexes and deflected Vegeta's attack with ease, throwing Gohan against Goku as a distraction. The shadow creature's strategy paid off, as it took advantage of the distraction to hit Vegeta with a beam of dark energy. Vegeta, although he resisted the impact, was momentarily weakened. The entity, now with a malevolent smile, turned to him.
Damn it! This isn't over, shadow creature.
Goku, reacting quickly, stepped between the shadow creature and Vegeta. Vegeta, hold on! We can't let this thing divide us! The shadow creature, enjoying the chaos it had sown, released a dark aura that enveloped both Saiyans. The dark energy sought to confuse and weaken their senses, however the Saiyans' instinctive connection to Ki enabled them to resist the dark influence. The battle raged in a frenzy of clashing colors and energies. Gohan, controlled by the shadow creature, moved with a mixture of speed and agility that defied the laws of physics. Goku and Vegeta, each focusing on their own battlefront, were trying to coordinate their attacks to free Gohan from the dark possession. Gohan, fight this darkness! You're stronger than this! Gohan, though showing flashes of resistance, was caught in an internal struggle between his will and the shadow creature's control. The battle grew more challenging. With each passing second, the shadow creature reveled in its ability to manipulate and corrupt one of Earth's mightiest warriors. Vegeta, recovering from the earlier onslaught, threw himself back into the fray. The shadow creature, however, anticipated his attack and gracefully dodged Vegeta's attempts to strike it. The dark entity counterattacked with a series of precise blows that forced Vegeta to retreat.
You damn shadow, don't underestimate the Prince of the Saiyans.
Goku, seeing his partner's difficulty, raised his power to the maximum. Dazzling energy emanated from his Super Saiyan Blue form as he prepared for a concentrated attack. The shadow creature, noticing the glowing threat, diverted its attention to Goku.
Vegeta, keep up the pressure. I'm gonna concentrate my energy to free Gohan.
Vegeta nodded and increased his offensive, distracting the shadow creature as Goku concentrated his power. The fight reached a new level of intensity, with each move echoing across the vast battlefield. The energy collided, creating shockwaves that distorted reality itself. Goku, eyes glowing with determination, unleashed his most powerful attack. A sphere of glowing blue energy formed in his outstretched hands. Charged with the combined strength of the Saiyans, the spear grew in size and the power as Goku had held it in place.
It's time to free Gohan!
The shadow creature, realizing the threat, moved quickly to stop Goku's attack. Vegeta, taking advantage of the distraction, lunged with renewed fury, looking for an opening to attack. The battle reached its climax when Goku released the energy sphere, ascending it directly towards the shadow creature. The energy sphere burst into a dazzling flash, illuminating the battlefield with intense light. Shockwaves swept through the darkness as Goku's purifying energy sought to free Gohan from the shadow creature's possession. However, as the light faded and the earth stopped shaking, the shadow creature emerged seemingly unharmed. The dark entity, now irritated, turned to the Saiyans with a twisted laugh.
Is that all you can do? My power is unbreakable.
Goku and Vegeta, despite their exhaustion, prepared for the next assault. The battle, far from ending, dragged on into confrontation of epic proportions. Darkness and light collided in an endless clash, with the will of the Saiyans resisting against the entity that threatened to plunge them into the shadows. The dark creature, after resisting Goku's powerful attack, showed a malicious smile. A dark glow enveloped Gohan, and his body began to tremble with intensity. A guttural scream echoed through the air as the dark entity forced a unique transformation on the Saiyan warrior. Gohan, under the shadow creature's influence, contorted and his body was enveloped in a dark, feral energy. The earth trembled with the intensity of the transformation, and Gohan's figure began to change. Defined musculature, red eyes, a wild gaze, long gray hair, and emerging in the new form, Gohan Dark Beast. Vegeta and Goku, shocked by the unexpected evolution, instinctively recoiled from the overwhelming presence of Dark Gohan Beast. The shadow creature had accomplished what it could not do with Broly, unleash a unique and uncontrolled transformation on Gohan. Dark Beast Gohan, now freed from any hint of rationality, roared skyward, emitting an overwhelming energy that shook the battlefield. His eyes glowed with an animalistic intensity, and his posture indicated that human control was suppressed.
This can't be happening. What did that thing do?
The shadow creature managed to unlock something inside Gohan. This won't be easy.
The shadow creature, pleased with the success of its manipulation, watched the scene with satisfaction.
Now, witness my true power, the Saiyan Beast Warrior. How do you plan to stop him?
Dark Beast Gohan let out a deafening roar and lunged towards Vegeta with impressive speed. Dark Beast Gohan's attacks were ferociously savage, his brute strength and speed surpassing even Broly's most rampaging transformation. Vegeta, using his speed and agility, dodged Dark Beast Gohan's first attacks. However, the Saiyan Beast Warrior's ferocity was unpredictable, and Vegeta was forced to deploy all his skill to stay out of range of the devastating attacks. Goku, assessing the situation, transformed into Super Saiyan Blue and rushed to Vegeta's aid. The two Saiyans fought in tactical coordination, looking to open an opportunity to counter Gohan's savage new form. The battle became a whirlwind of energy, with explosions and crashes echoing across the battlefield. The shadow creature in the shadows continued to manipulate and fuel Dark Beast Gohan's fury. The Saiyan strategy was becoming more and more challenging as Dark Beast Gohan seemed to be one step ahead, anticipating their moves.
Damn it! Gohan Beast is too unpredictable.
We must find a way to free Gohan from this transformation. We can't let the shadow control his true power.
As the Saiyans faced Gohan Beast's fury, the shadow creature watched from the shadows, enjoying the chaos he had unleashed. The situation was becoming more critical with each passing moment, and the Saiyans' endurance was being tested in the face of Beast Gohan's uncontrollable fury. The battle raged on in a titanic struggle between light and darkness, with the hope of freeing Gohan from the influence of the shadow creature hanging in delicate balance. The Saiyans, determined to overcome this challenge, faced an enemy that had managed to unleash an even greater internal threat than before. While the intense battle raged on the battlefield, Piccolo, the Namekian sage, was immersed in his mental training somewhere secluded. His concentration was so deep that he could feel an abrupt shift in ki, a disturbance that reverberated through space and time. A shiver ran down his back, indicating the gravity of the situation.
Something's not right.
The Namekian instantly stood up, his cloak billowing as he focused on the direction of the glowing chaos. The power he felt was not just brute force. It was an amalgam of dark energies that seemed to defy the very essence of reality. Wasting no time, Piccolo prepared to approach this side of the conflict. Back on the battlefield, Goku and Vegeta fought valiantly against Dark Beast Gohan, who moved with uncontrollable ferocity under the influence of the shadow creature. The dark entity, sensing Piccolo's arrival, smirked.
Looks like we have a new guest. This just gets more interesting.
Goku and Vegeta focused on Gohan Beast, noticing Piccolo's presence as he appeared on the battlefield with a serenity that contrasted with the surrounding chaos.
What happened here? What have you done with Gohan? That shadow thing possessed Gohan and transformed it into a wild beast.
We can't free Gohan this way. The shadow creature manipulates his power in unimaginable ways.
Dark Beast Gohan, noticing Piccolo's arrival, turned to him with wild eyes. The shadow creature, enjoying the chaos, prepared for the next act of this heartbreaking play.
Welcome, Piccolo. You're just in time to witness the inevitable downfall of these Saiyans. Don't underestimate the Saiyans or my determination. I'm here to free Gohan.
The Namekian braced himself for the confrontation, deploying his ki with an intensity that made it clear he would not be a mere spectator in this battle. Dark Beast Gohan, fueled by the shadowy influence, roared and lunged towards Piccolo with a speed that defied all logic. The battle became even more chaotic with Piccolo's entrance. His movements were precise and calculated, contrasting with the wild ferocity of Dark Beast Gohan. Goku and Vegeta, aware of Piccolo's strategic skill, adjusted their approach to coordinate their attacks with the Namekian. Meanwhile, the shadow creature watched the battle with a Machiavellian smile, enjoying the confrontation between the forces of light and shadow. The dark entity was determined to prove that its influence was insurmountable. The fight unfolded in a whirlwind of colliding energies, with Piccolo demonstrating his tactical and strategic prowess. Dark Beast Gohan, however, remained a formidable challenge, his erratic movements and uncontrolled strength testing the tenacity of the warriors on the battlefield.
Goku, Vegeta, we need to plan to break the connection between Gohan and that shadow creature.
You're right, Piccolo. We need to attack from different fronts and destabilize that connection.
I'll take care of keeping Beast Gohan busy. Kakarot, you use the connection you have with your son to try to isolate the shadow creature.
Goku and Vegeta, coordinating their efforts with Piccolo's strategic expertise, went on the assault. Piccolo used his wisdom to be able to devise a way to get Dark Beast Gohan out of said possession, while Vegeta unleashed his fury with calculated attacks to keep the beast at bay. As the battle continued, the shadow creature began to feel the pressure of the combined strategy of the Saiyans and Piccolo. The connection between Gohan and the dark entity was under threat, and the shadow creature, despite its confidence, was beginning to show signs of concern. The battle was far from over, but the warriors' resilience was growing stronger in the face of the adversity that loomed over them. As Piccolo continued his mental struggle to free Gohan from the shadow creature's possession, his Namekian senses sharpened. Keen perception led him to identify a small shadow leech clinging to Dark Beast Gohan's lower neck, a detail that had not been evident in Broly's previous possession due to his long hair covering that region.
That's it. The key in this little shadow leech on his neck. We must eliminate it to free Gohan.
Piccolo's revelation attracted the attention of Vegeta and Goku on the physical battlefield. Vegeta, upon hearing this, turned his gaze to the back of Gohan Beast's dark neck and noticed the presence of the Shadow Leech.
A Shadow Leech? That explains why we couldn't free Broly this way.
How do we eliminate it without harming Gohan?
As Piccolo struggled to maintain his mental connection, he analyzed this situation and came up with a strategy.
If we attack the Shadow Leech directly, we might harm Gohan in the process. We need a precise way to eliminate it without endangering his life. So what's the plan, Piccolo? Goku, you've mastered Ultra Instinct. but you can only maintain it for a few seconds. We need to take advantage of those brief moments to distract Dark Beast Gohan and allow you to get close enough to destroy the Shadow Leech.
Understood, Piccolo. I'll do my best.
But how do we make sure Beast Gohan doesn't attack while Kakarot's approaching? That's the tricky part. We need to keep Gohan busy and distracted. Vegeta, your attacks must be precise and constant, keeping his attention on you.
I will, but Kakarot, don't make me regret this. The battle resumed with renowned intensity. Vegeta went on the offensive, attacking Gohan Dark Beast with a series of swift and powerful blows. Gohan responded with ferocity, but Vegeta maintained agile, dodging his attacks while keeping the savage Saiyan warrior's attention. At that moment, Goku concentrated, channeling Ultra Instinct. An aura of flickering energy surrounded him as he activated the powerful transformation. His speed increased exponentially, allowing him to easily dodge Dark Beast Gohan's attacks.
Now, Goku, now's your chance.
Goku in his Ultra Instinct state moved with superhuman speed towards Gohan's rear. The shadow creature, still focused on the fierce confrontation with Vegeta, did not notice Goku's approach. This is my chance to end this! With pinpoint accuracy, Goku reached out his hand and touched the small shadow leech on Gohan's neck. The leech, upon being touched by the Ultra Instinct energy, began to fade, emitting a dark screech before dissolving completely. Dark Beast Gohan, losing connection with the Shadow Leech, shook violently, as if releasing himself from a trance. Vegeta, noticing the change, cautiously stepped back as Goku returned to his normal state. What happened?
Kakarot seems to have found a way to free you from that thing.
It was risky, but it worked.
Well done, Goku, but don't let your guard down. This shadow creature might have more tricks up its sleeve.
The immediate threat had been neutralized. The shadow creature, watching from the shadows, moving away unnoticed by the Saiyan warriors, was not about to give up, so the shadow creature set out to return to its master. After the terrifying moment that the Z warriors had experienced, Goku and Vegeta realized that Beerus and Whis were not on Earth. They had disappeared just moments before the shadow creatures appeared on Earth. This is because Daishinkan discovered that Zeno-sama had been killed by his father and immediately summoned all the angels and gods of destruction. In the majestic realm of all, Daishinkan, the high priest, summoned all the angels and gods of destruction of the existing universes. The atmosphere in the hall was unusually tense, and concern was reflected in the faces of those present. Daishinkan, with his usual calmness, prepared to share the disturbing truth he had discovered.
Angels and gods of destruction, the time has come to face a powerful truth. Zeno-sama, our beloved king of all, has been slain.
Silence fell over the hall. The angels and the gods of destruction exchanged looks of disbelief and dismay. No one expected that such a tragedy could occur, especially at the hands of someone so powerful.
My investigation revealed that the one responsible for this abominable act was Zeno-sama's own father.
The news resounded like a somber echo in the room. Everyone present processed the shocking revelation. The omnipresent figure of Zeno-sama, the supreme deity, had been shattered by his own protagonist. Mohito, Sidra's angel, spoke in a worried voice. How is it possible that a being as powerful as Zeno-sama's father could have committed such an act?
That is a question for which I still have no answers. But now we must face the consequences of this event. The stability of the multiverse is in danger.
Arak, the god of destruction of Quitella, asked, "And what measures will we take in the face of this threat? What'll happen to the throne of Zeno-sama?"
That is a question we must discuss and resolve. For now, the throne remains empty, and our duty is to maintain peace and balance. But before we make hasty decisions, we need to fully understand the magnitude of this situation.
Beerus and Whis prepared to inform the gods of destruction and angels of all universes about what they had witnessed while on planet Earth with Goku and Vegeta. The Hall of the Realm of Everything was filled with celestial beings, each one expectant and worried about the news they were about to receive.
Attention everyone! We have crucial information to share about the events that have been unfolded.
Before we are summoned here, the father of Zeno-sama appeared on all the planets of the multiverse. Surprise was reflected on the faces of those present. Murmurs and whispers filled the room, as the gods of destruction and angels exchanged looks of disbelief. His visit was not simply to report the death of Zeno-sama. He announced the holding of the tournament that would determine the survival of the planets in each universe. Additional rumors filled the room, creating a constant buzz of concern. The gods of destruction and angels wanted to understand the implications of such an announcement.
He informed the rules of the tournament and the intentions behind such a competition, but it's necessary that we all work together to get answers and face this threat. It is time to join forces and overcome this crisis. The fate of our universes is at stake.
As the gods and angels absorbed the gravity of the situation, in every corner of the hall of the realm of everything, conversations and plans were brewing to confront the mysterious tournament that threatened to upset the balance of the multiverse. Uncertainty hung in the air, but the determination of the divine beings was determined to face the unknown that lay ahead. In the Hall of Everything, Daishinkan, the High Priest, sensed the imminent arrival of extremely powerful entities heading for the different planets of the multiverse. His face reflected seriousness as he prepared to inform all the angels and gods of destruction present of the coming threat.
Gods and angels of destruction, the time has come to face a new and challenging threat. Entities of great power are headed towards the planets of our universes, and their goal seems to be a direct confrontation with the strongest warriors of each world.
The expressions of those present became serious. Aware of the gravity of the situation, Daishinkan continued with determination.
It's crucial that we move quickly to protect the strongest warriors of each planet, regardless of which universe they belong to. The threat we face does not respect universal boundaries, and we must act with unity to preserve the balance.
Vados, the Angel of Champa, raised his hand.
How do you plan for us to move, Daishinkan? We each have responsibilities in our universes. I understand the complexity of this situation, but the magnitude of this threat requires immediate action. I suggest that every angel and god of destruction move to the planets threatened by this unknown force. We must prevent the strongest warriors from being defeated before we can fully understand our enemies.
Sounds like a sensible plan, Daishinkan. If we all work together, we can protect our warriors and gain more information about these powerful entities. Each angel and god of destruction nodded in agreement, accepting the need to act immediately. They moved quickly to the various planets, casting aside universal barriers in a joint effort to safeguard the multiverse.
May the wisdom and power of each of you guide this effort. Let us not underestimate this new threat. Our duty is to protect the existence of our universes.
With those words, the angels and gods of destruction dispersed, leaving the Hall of All in preparation to face a challenge that transcended universal boundaries and demanded the collaboration of all divine beings. Uncertainty hung in the air, but determination to preserve the balance of the multiverse guided the powerful beings in their joint mission. The angels and gods of destruction quickly teleported to the threatened planets, each determined to protect the strongest warriors on the various planets. In the blink of an eye, the skies lit up with flashes of divine energy as Awamo and Ewin, Cognac and Quintella, Matanu and Geen, Whis and Beerus, and the other angels and gods of destruction headed toward their assigned destinations. The planet Thraxis Nocturnae lay peaceful in the corner of the cosmos, its nocturnal luminosity radiating a tranquility that was about to be disturbed. In the vast space, Awamo the angel, with his small book in hand, and his god of destruction Ewin, an imposing figure with a stern gaze, detected the arrival of a shadow creature, a minion of Zeno-sama's father. The creature, shrouded in malevolent darkness, descended with malevolent determination towards Thraxis Nocturnae. Ewin, without hesitation, deployed his energy of destruction while Awano stood by, hoping to resolve the conflict without a bath of chaos. Creature, your darkness will not be tolerated in this realm. Stop your destructive plans. The shadow creature emanated a guttural growl, its presence emanating an unnatural energy that distorted the space around it. The space battle began with an explosion of opposing forces. Ewin launched destructive beams, while Awamo used his speed to dodge the attacks and assess the situation. Ewin, this creature's stronger than we imagined. We must be cautious. I know, Awamo, but we can't let him destroy Thraxis Nocturnae. We must give our best. The shadow creature, agile and evasive, responded to the attacks with dark energy waves that distorted space. The battle spread across the firmament, leaving traces of destructive energy in its wake. Ewin tried to anticipate the creature's movements. However, the shadow creature proved to be agile and adaptive, countering every strategy with an unmatched dark force.
Our conventional methods don't work. Ewin, we need to combine our forces.
I agree, Awamo. It's time to show them the true power of destruction. Awamo and Ewin merged their energies, creating a flash of light that defied the surrounding darkness. The shadow creature, perceiving the threat, intensified its own energy, generating a collision of cosmic forces that shook space itself. The battle reached a fever pitch, with cosmic explosions lighting up the scene as Awamo and Ewin struggled to contain the darkness. The struggle took place not only on the physical plane, but also on the spiritual one, where the will to protect Thraxis Nocturne was pitted against the ruthless ambition of the shadow creature. The fusion of Awamo and Ewin unleashed a dazzling energy that eclipsed even the nocturnal luminosity of Thraxis Nocturne. The gold and violet glow enveloped the divine couple as they prepared to face the dark threat looming over the peaceful planet. It's time to show the true extent of our power, Awamo. The shadow creature, aware of the growing threat, rushed towards them with supernatural speed. Awamo, with his keen perception, anticipated every movement of the creature, allowing the couple to dodge its onslaughts with heavenly elegance.
Keep calm, Ewin. We must synchronize our movements to counteract their darkness.
Ewin nodded and unleashed a series of destructive energy blasts that lit up the space around him. However, the shadow creature responded with amazing agility, dodging every attack with meandering movements. The battle became a cosmic game of strategy and speed. The angel Awamo and the god of destruction Ewin soon realized that in order to defeat this entity, they would need a coordinated attack that transcended the limits of their individual abilities. In a moment of perfect timing, they unleashed a gale of combined energy. Awamo channeled the energy of destruction while Ewin released violet flashes of destruction.
Focus your energy, Awamo. Let's get rid of this darkness once and for all.
Awamo nodded and joined the attack with determination. The fused energy of both angel and god turned into a spear of golden and violet light that pierced through space with an impressive speed. The shadow creature, caught in the torrent of power, let out a heart-rending howl as it was enveloped by the luminosity. The impact was abysmal, generating an expansive wave that shook the cosmos. The darkness that enveloped the creature began to dissipate, revealing its twisted and weakened form. Awamo and Ewin, exhausted but triumphant, stood on guard ready for any eventuality.
We have managed to contain their darkness, but we can't let our guard down.
The shadow creature, now visibly weakened, recoiled before the imposing presence of Awamo and Ewin. The light had prevailed over the darkness in the cosmic corner of Thraxis Nocturne. The divine couple remained firm in their duty to protect the planet that this creature wanted to destroy. However, the battle was not yet over, and the fates of the planets remained uncertain in the vastness of space. After the shocked combined attack of Awamo and Ewin, the space around Thraxis Nocturne was vibrating with the residual energy of the cosmic battle. The shadow creature, apparently weakened, remained suspended in the cosmic void, enveloped in a dark glow that seemed to absorb the surrounding light. The divine couple watched cautiously, aware that the fate of Thraxis Nocturne was still hung in the cosmic balance.
Ewin, something's not right. The darkness of that creature seems to be getting stronger instead of weaker. It seems that our attack has absorbed by her, but it shouldn't be possible. How can he transform our energy of destruction to his own power?
The shadow creature, now surrounded by a more intense aura, began to change its shape. Its twisted figure became more defined. His eyes shone with a malevolent lucidity. The darkness emanating from her was becoming denser, distorting the space around her.
You have underestimated my true potential, angel and god of destruction. Your energy has strengthened me beyond your comprehension.
The divine couple prepared for what was to come next, aware that the threat they faced had evolved. The shadow creature, now empowered by the absorbed energy, charged towards them with renewed speed and ferocity.
We need to be more cautious, Ewan. It seems that every blow we inflict makes her stronger.
Understood, Owamo, but we can't allow this darkness to devour Thraxus Nocturne. The battle resumed with increased intensity. The shadow creature attacked with bursts of dark energy that cut through space, while Owamo and Ewan responded with flashes of golden and violet light. The cosmic dance of lights and shadows painted an epic picture in the vastness of the universe. Each blow and backlash echoed like thunder in space, distorting reality itself. Owamo, with his keen perception, tried to anticipate the movements of the dark creature, but the dark entity proved to be unpredictable. Ewan, with his energy of destruction, sought to weaken the creature, but his attacks seemed to be absorbed and turned into an additional source of power.
Every time we hit her, her power increases. We can't go on like this.
We must find a way to counteract his ability to absorb our energy. Do you have any ideas, Owamo? Owamo pondered for a moment, his angelic mind working in search of a solution. Meanwhile, the shadow creature, aware of its opponent's confusion, took the opportunity to launch a surprise attack. A wave of dark energy enveloped Owamo and Ewan, distorting their perception and weakening their defenses.
Your resistance is useless. I am the embodiment of darkness. His light cannot prevail before me.
The situation was becoming more and more desperate for the divine couple as they struggled to resist the shadow creature's attacks. Owamo turned his attention to the small book he always carried with him. An idea began to form in his mind.
Ewan, I think I have an idea, but we need to synchronize our attacks in a different way.
Explain yourself, Owamo. Owamo explained his plan to Ewan, who nodded in understanding. Both God and Angel prepared to put their strategy into practice. The shadow creature, confident in its superiority, launched into the attack again, but this time Owamo and Ewan were ready to respond differently.
Now, Ewan, combine your energy of destruction with mine in a more controlled way.
Ewan nodded and channeled his energy to Owamo, who, in turn, merged it with his. Instead of launching a direct attack, they created a sphere of combined light and energy that floated between them.
Do you think this tactic will change the outcome? We'll see.
The energy sphere began to slowly expand, emanating a glowing light that contrasted the surrounding darkness. The shadow creature, curious but confident, watched the development with disdain. The fused power is not only destructive, but it also has properties that counteract its absorption capacity. The combined energy sphere, now reaching its maximum expansion, released a wave of light and energy that enveloped the shadow creature. This time, instead of absorbing the power, the darkness that characterized her began to dissipate.
What is this? My power should not be weakened. We create an energy that goes beyond destruction and creation, one that neutralizes the darkness that you're trying to absorb.
The shadow creature, weakened by Owamo and Ewan's strategic counterattack, retreated as the combined energy sphere continued to exert its effect. The light emanating from the sphere began to purify the darkness surrounding the entity, revealing its original form before corruption.
It seems our tactic's working, but we must make sure we contain it completely. We can't let our guard down. Let's continue with the strategy until the creature's completely neutralized.
The space battle continued, but this time Owamo and Ewan had the upper hand. His sphere of combined energy continued to exert its purifying effect, dispelling the darkness that threatened Thraxus Nocturne. With each passing moment, the shadow creature grew weaker. The light of hope began to shine in the corner of the cosmos that was once on the verge of destruction. The shadow creature, weakened by Owamo and Ewan's strategy, retreated into space, its distorted form twisting as the combined energy sphere continued to purify the darkness that enveloped it. In a desperate attempt to regain his strength, the shadow creature began to explore its surroundings, looking for an opportunity to turn the situation in his favor.
My power is weakened here. I need to find a place where darkness prevails.
While exploring, the shadow creature noticed something that favored him. His eyes flashed with malevolent anticipation as he discovered that this world was called Thraxus Nocturne because it was a planet plunged into shadows. The dark entity smiled malevolently as he realized that this planet could provide the darkness needed to revitalize his power.
Ha 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 ha! Thraxus Nocturne, a feast of darkness awaits me!
With amazing speed, the shadow creature launched itself towards the planet, traversing space with great speed. Owamo and Ewin, aware of his intentions, followed closely, determined to stop any attempt by the shadow creature to plunge into the darkness of the planet. As the creature approached Thraxus Nocturne, the darkness of the planet seemed to intensify, as if responding to its presence. The planet's nighttime atmosphere shone with a faint luminosity, offering a fascinating contrast to the surrounding stars.
Ewin, we must prevent the creature from being filled with dark power. If she succeeds, it'll be even more difficult to stop her. Understood, Owamo. We'll not allow the darkness of this planet to fall into the hands of that entity.
The shadow creature descended on Thraxus Nocturne with a terrifying impetus. As she approached, the darkness seemed to take her in, enveloping her with a gloomy welcome. The shadow creature began to absorb the darkness of the planet, its twisted form vibrating with a new energy as it filled with the essence of Thraxus Nocturne.
Ha 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 ha! Yes, this darkness will strengthen me. Nothing can stop me now.
Owamo and Ewin, wasting no time, headed towards the shadow creature, determined to stop its advance before it became unstoppable. The battle in the shadows of Thraxus Nocturne was about to take a very drastic turn.
We cannot allow this darkness to completely corrupt this creature. We must stop her before she becomes invincible. Your previous strategy was effective, Owamo. Let's keep working together to counter his power.
Deep in the shadows of Thraxus Nocturne, the intense presence of the absorbing shadow creature did not go unnoticed by the most powerful warriors on the planet. Turles, Bardock, Raditz, Frieza, and his brother Cooler felt the darkness increasing around them and, with a mixture of amazement and concern, headed toward the epicenter of the threat.
Something's not right. The darkness in this place is getting denser.
Whatever it is, we cannot let it threaten Thraxus Nocturne. Let's investigate.
The warriors moved nimbly across the gloomy terrain, advancing towards the source of the darkness. As they got closer, the atmosphere became heavier, as if the shadow itself wanted to resist their advance.
The darkness is different. I feel a strange pressure. I'm not afraid of the dark, but this is unusual. Cooler, stay alert.
Understood, Frieza. Let's find out what's going on.
Suddenly, a wave of dark energy erupted before them, revealing the shadow creature that was absorbing the darkness of the planet. His twisted figure and malevolent aura were as evident as the threat he posed to Thraxus Nocturne.
Warriors of this planet, his darkness feeds me. Soon I will be unstoppable.
We won't let you destroy Thraxus Nocturne. Get ready, creature.
The warriors went on the attack, each unleashing their unique power against the dark entity. Turles unleashed his evil aura, releasing bursts of destructive energy. Bardock channeled his Saiyan fury into powerful blows, while Raditz and Cooler coordinated their attacks to create a symphony of destruction. Frieza intensifying the struggle.
This creature doesn't know who he's up against.
Your resistance is useless. Each blow only increases my power.
The shadow creature, powered by the darkness of Thraxus Nocturne, absorbed attacks with defiant ease. Each impact seemed to strengthen rather than weaken it, plunging the warriors into the disturbing reality that they were facing an enemy that fed on its own darkness.
It's not working. He's getting stronger and stronger.
We need to change our strategy. We can't let it absorb all the darkness on the planet.
While the warriors struggled to find an effective strategy, the shadow creature, with its distorted laughter, continued to absorb the darkness, becoming more and more powerful. The Battle of Thraxus Nocturne's survival was at its most critical, and the warriors knew that they had to find a solution before the dark entity became invincible. The dark aura released by the shadow creature enveloped the warriors of Thraxus Nocturne, gradually weakening them. The warriors struggled to stay on their feet as the entity's malevolent energy infiltrated their bodies, obscuring their vital forces.
This is it. Too much.
I can't let that defeat us like this.
The warriors, despite their bravery, were overcome by the darkness emanating from the aura of the shadow creature. At that critical moment, when hope seemed to be fading, a heavenly light pierced the shadows. Owamo and Ewin, the angels charged with protecting Thraxus Nocturne, arrived on the battlefield.
The darkness emanating from this creature is breathtaking. We cannot allow it to take over this planet. Time to show these warriors how to fight true darkness.
The angel spread his wings, and together with the god of destruction, they advanced towards the shadow creature, his presence radiating a luminosity that defied the malevolent nature of the dark aura. As it approached, the dark entities sensed the arrival of divine beings and turned to face the new threat.
More insignificant beings. His light will be devoured by my darkness. Don't underestimate the power of light. Darkness cannot resist the true essence of creation.
Owamo extended his hand, and a purifying light enveloped the battlefield, counteracting the dark effect of the creature's aura. Ewin, on the other hand, deployed the energy of destruction, creating a perfect balance between light and darkness. The shadow creature, for the first time, felt the pressure of forces that it could not easily absorb or resist. The conflict took a turn, and the battle became more intense as the angel and god of destruction faced the dark entity with a unique combination of light and destruction.
The real struggle starts now. We'll protect Thraxus Nocturne from the darkness you represent.
The fight between the angels and the shadow creature reached impressive levels, with bursts of energy illuminating the dark planet of Thraxus Nocturne. Meanwhile, the warriors, freed from the debilitating effects of the dark aura, watched the fight, hoping that their planet would not be destroyed. In the dark skies of Thraxus Nocturne, the stage was transformed into a cosmic battlefield, where divine light and malevolent darkness collided in an epic confrontation. Owamo and Ewin, the guardians of this planet, displayed their celestial power with a grace and precision that defied description. The glow of the purifying light emanating from Ewin and Owamo spread across the space, illuminating the shadows that the shadow creature was trying to grasp. Ewin and Owamo's every move was a ballet of divine energy, as they gracefully dodged the dark attacks and countered with unstoppable force. Owamo's wings shone with a resplendent light, like stars in the night, as he invoked the very essence of creation to repel the dark forces rising up against him. By his side, Ewin radiated an imposing presence, with his penetrating gaze fixed on the creature as it defying the darkness itself. The shadow creature, on the other hand, was fighting with an impressive ferocity, trying to resist the overwhelming power of Ewin and Owamo. Their dark attacks were launched like ravenous shadows, seeking to consume the divine light that surrounded them. However, every attack was countered by the impenetrable force of Ewin and Owamo, who remained firm in their purpose to protect the planet. The clash between light and darkness created a symphony of cosmic energy, with flashes of light and bursts of energy illuminating the firmament. The light will always prevail over the darkness. Your power is formidable, but it cannot resist the purity of creation.
You can't stop me. I'm the very embodiment of darkness.
Darkness can be powerful, but the real strength lies in balance, and we represent that balance. Ewin and Owamo continued to deploy their energy with amazing precision, creating light barriers that repelled the attacks of the shadow creature. Every movement of Ewin and Owamo was imbued with a divine elegance and grace, while the creature struggled with a desperate ferocity. Our mission is to protect the harmony of the universe, and that includes protecting this planet from your darkness.
You can't stop me. I'm inevitable.
The shadow creature launched waves of dark energy, but Ewin and Owamo easily repelled them, maintaining an opposing presence in the midst of battle. Every blow of Ewin and Owamo resonated with the force of creation, while the creature struggled more and more desperately. The darkness can be a challenge, but our determination's unwavering. We'll not let you destroy this planet. Your power may be formidable, but it cannot equal the eternal light of the universe. The battle continued with Ewin and Owamo and the shadow creature facing off in an epic clash between light and dark. In the midst of the struggle, Father Zeno silently watched from his kingdom, perceived the magnitude of the conflict. With an imperceptible gesture, he decided to intervene, taking Ewin and Owamo to a mental plane where they could confront the shadow creature in a terrain beyond the physical. In a flash of dazzling light, Owamo and Ewin were transported to an ethereal realm, where the laws of the universe twisted and blurred. Where are we, Ewin? We have entered the realm of the mind, a place where reality is molded according to the will of the observer.
Here the real battle be fought in the deepest corners of our being.
While Awamo and Ewan were transported to a mental plane by Father Zeno, the shadow creature continued its fierce assault against the warriors of Thraxis Nocturne. Turles, Bardock, Raditz, Frieza, and Cooler, the most powerful warriors on the planet, rose up against the darkness that threatened to consume their home. The shadow creature, imbued with a dark and malevolent aura, hovered over them with an overwhelming presence. He distorted his energy, enveloping everything around him, tearing reality itself apart, and threatening to plunge the planet into an abyss of chaos.
We won't let you destroy our home, shadow monster.
We, the warriors of Thraxis Nocturne, are not afraid of the dark.
We have faced much greater dangers than you, creature.
We will fight together to protect our world.
The shadow creature launched a powerful dark attack towards the warriors, but they responded with relentless ferocity. Turles, his eyes shining with determination, unleashed a shower of destructive energy, summoning the very essence of nature to channel it in a torrent of energetic attacks. Their powerful attacks cut through the darkness with devastating precision, creating dazzling explosions that lit up the planet's night sky. Bardock, with his fiery ki and indomitable spirit, channeled his energy into a powerful attack. His fists were burning with a searing intensity as he launched a concentrated burst of energy towards the shadow creature, challenging its strength with its own. Bardock's attack resonated with the determination of an invincible warrior, willing to give everything for the protection of his world. Raditz and Cooler, united in battle, joined in a coordinated assault on the shadow creature. With fluid and coordinated movements, they launched bursts of energy from different angles, creating a barrier of attacks that surrounded their enemy. The shadow creature struggled to defend itself against the combined onslaught of the two powerful warriors, but its resistance was challenged by the determination and skill of Raditz and Cooler. Meanwhile, Frieza, with his golden form glowing with a golden aura, was preparing to unleash his full power against the shadow creature. His eyes shone with a cold and calculated determination as he focused his energy on a devastating attack. With a graceful and precise movement, Frieza unleashed a burst of golden energy that swirled with unparalleled destructive power, threatening to envelop the shadow creature in a mantle of fire and destruction. The battle escalated as the warriors of Thraxis Nocturne bravely faced the darkness that threatened their world. Every blow, every burst of energy echoed through space, creating a spectacle of destruction and determination. Meanwhile, on the mental plane, Awamo and Ewan were engaged in a metaphysical struggle against Father Zeno, an omnipotent entity whose presence radiated an aura of indescribable power. Ewan and Awamo, aware of the gravity of the situation, desperately sought the intervention of Father Zeno to counter the threat of the shadow creature. However, to their surprise, Father Zeno solemnly informed them that they could not intervene directly, since the balance of the universe had to be kept intact even in times of crisis. Awamo and Ewan, although unhappy with Father Zeno's decision, understood the importance of respecting the laws of the cosmos. With determination, they plunged even deeper into the metaphysical struggle, using all their ingenuity and power to find a solution to the crisis unfolding in Thraxis Nocturne. As a confrontation on the mental plane reached its climax, Awamo and Ewan found themselves face to face with the imposing Father Zeno. His figure radiated an indisputable authority, but also an aura of mystery that aroused restlessness in the Ewan and Awamo. Awamo, with his usual serenity, broke the tense silence that filled the ethereal space. "Father Zeno," he began in a firm but respectful tone, "could it be you that... Were you the one who sent the shadow creatures to destroy the planets?" Father Zeno, with an unflappable expression, nodded slowly.
"I did it for the good of the universe,"
he replied calmly. Although his voice resonated with a power that shook Ewan and Awamo,
sometimes drastic measures must be taken to preserve the cosmic balance.
Ewan, with a flash of indignation in his eyes, could not contain himself anymore.
"But that doesn't justify the chaos and destruction you've unleashed,"
he exclaimed, his voice echoing with unshakable determination.
"There are other ways to restore balance without resorting to violence and darkness."
Father Zeno observed the god of destruction and his angel with a penetrating gaze, as if he were evaluating their words and their posture.
"Your compassion is admirable, but sometimes it's necessary to sacrifice a few pieces to save the entire board,"
he said in an enigmatic tone. Awamo and Iwin exchanged determined glances. Although they respected Father Zeno's authority, they knew that they had to follow their own principles and convictions. With courage, they prepared to challenge the omnipotent being in front of them, willing to fight for what they believed was right, even if it meant facing the divinity itself. The air on the mental plane was charged with tension, as Awamo and Iwin prepared to face Father Zeno. Their divine auras collided in a show of titanic forces, as Iwin and Awamo prepared to challenge the supreme being in front of them. Awamo, with his heavenly book in hand, looked at Father Zeno with determination. "Father Zeno, although we respect your authority, we cannot allow you to continue with this destruction," he stated firmly. "We'll fight for peace and balance in the universe, even if it means standing up to you." Father Zeno, with an impenetrable calm, nodded in recognition. "Your courage is admirable, but you will not be able to stop me," he replied calmly. "The fate of the universe is in my hands, and I'll do whatever it takes to preserve its balance." Without further words, the battle began with a burst of divine energy. Awamo unleashed his celestial power, summoning rays of light that he threw against Father Zeno, while Iwin threw waves of energy with determination. However, Father Zeno showed impressive resilience, deflecting every attack with surprising ease. The fight went on for what seemed like an eternity, with Iwin and Awamo and Father Zeno trading punches and counterpunches in a cosmic dance of power and skill. Every movement was imbued with a supernatural force, while the mental plane trembled under the intensity of his conflict. However, as time passed, Awamo and Iwin began to feel the weight of their opponent. Father Zeno's power was overwhelming, and every blow Iwin and Awamo received weakened them even more. Despite their bravery and determination, it seemed that they were fighting against an impossible-to-defeat force. Awamo, panting from the effort, looked at his companion with concern. "Iwin, we can't go on like this," he admitted sincerely. "Father Zeno's too powerful for us." Iwin, though exhausted, nodded determinedly. "I know, Awamo, but we can't give up," he replied firmly. "We must keep fighting, for Thraxus Nocturne, and for all beings in the universe." With a final effort, Iwin and Awamo gathered their forces to launch a final attack against Father Zeno. However, the Supreme Being easily overcame them, deflecting his power with a contemptuous gesture. Father Zeno looked at Iwin and Awamo with a mixture of admiration and regret.
"They're brave, but their struggle has come to an end," he solemnly declared. "Accept your defeat and let fate take its course." With a resigned sigh, Awamo and Iwin surrendered to Father Zeno's overwhelming strength. Although they had fought with all their heart and soul, they knew that they could not defeat the Supreme Being in front of them. Father Zeno, with a compassionate look, looked at them benevolently. "Rest now, my brave creations," he said gently. "His bravery will be remembered throughout the universe." Father Zeno, with an unflappable expression, extended his hand towards the exhausted Iwin and Awamo. In an instant, a powerful burst of cosmic energy emanated from his palm, enveloping Awamo and Iwin in a dazzling radiance. Iwin and Awamo screamed in agony as Father Zeno's energy enveloped them, feeling every fiber of their being torn apart under the relentless power of the Supreme Being. Their bodies, imbued with divine light, were slowly consumed in the maelstrom of energy, fading little by little into the ether of the cosmos. Awamo and Iwin fought with all their might to resist the cataclysm that engulfed them, but it was useless. The power of Father Zeno surpassed them in every respect, and they were soon reduced to mere shadows of their former glory. With the last gasp, Awamo and Iwin exploded, leaving body parts all over the mental space, dissipating into cosmic nothingness while their essence merged with the universe. At that precise moment, we return to the earthly plane, where the fierce battle between the most powerful warriors of Thraxus Nocturne and the shadow creature was reaching its climax. Bursts of energy and thunderous crashes echoed in the air, while Bardock, in the middle of the combat, glimpsed Awamo and Iwin, who were lying unconscious on the ground, enveloped in a halo of divine light. Surprise and dismay were reflected on the faces of the warriors, who momentarily stopped their frantic struggle upon realizing the situation. Bardock, his eyes wide open, watched in horror as Iwin and Awamo's bodies began to shake, emanating flashes of energy that increased in intensity with each passing second. A tense silence enveloped the battlefield as everyone watched the scene in disbelief. Suddenly, a heart-rending explosion
echoed in the air, making the earth and sky tremble. Bardock and the other warriors were thrown back by the force of the explosion, protecting themselves as best as they could from the shockwave that was spreading around them. When the afterglow of the explosion faded, what was left was a smoking crater where Awamo and Ewin once stood. The warriors slowly stood up, stunned by what they had just witnessed, as the shadow creature, now shrouded in an even denser darkness, prepared to lash out again before the protecting warriors of Thraxus Nocturne. Bardock clenched his fist determinedly, feeling a mixture of sadness and fury burn inside him. He knew that they must continue the fight, not only for the honor of their planet, but also in memory of the brave fallen Guardians. With a war cry, the warriors rushed into combat again, determined to avenge the loss of their comrades and protect their home from the darkness that threatened to consume it. After the devastating explosion that killed Awamo and Ewin, the warriors of Thraxus Nocturne gathered in a circle, still stunned by what had happened. Bardock, with a gloomy look, broke the silence with a grave tone.
Damn it! What the hell just happened?
Turtles, frowning, shook his head in disbelief.
I don't know, but we can't let this sacrifice be in vain. We need to get this thing over with once and for all.
Raditz, with his fist clenched, furiously nodded determinedly.
You're right! Awamo and Ewin gave their lives to protect this planet. We cannot disappoint his sacrifice.
Frieza, with his usual impassive expression, spoke in a cold and calculated tone.
The death of Ewin and Awamo should not be in vain. We must unite and concentrate our efforts on defeating that shadow creature.
Cooler, with a serious look, added determinedly,
We are facing an unprecedented threat, but if we fight together, we can overcome it. Let's do it for the honor of Thraxus Nocturne, for the legacy of our brave comrades.
Bardock nodded solemnly, his jaw tense with determination.
So, are we in agreement? We'll fight together until the end and avenge our fallen.
The warriors nodded in agreement, sharing a look of determination and unity. With their hearts filled with determination, they prepared to face once again the darkness that threatened their home. As the warriors prepared to face the shadow creature again, a fierce determination burned in their hearts. Turtles, feeling the energy of the battle, was the first to unleash his power.
It's time to show them our true power!
With a powerful scream, Turtles wrapped himself in an aura of energy. Her dark hair turned golden and her eyes shone with a dazzling intensity. The energy of the Super Saiyan emanated from his being, infusing strength and determination into his entire being. Raditz, inspired by Turtles' example, followed suit.
It's my turn!
With a burst of energy, Raditz's dark hair bristled, turning golden just like his brother's. His ki increased dramatically, emanating a commanding presence that filled the battlefield. Seeing the transformation of his comrades, Bardock also joined the fray.
I can't stay behind!
With a battle cry, Bardock unleashed all his power. His fiery aura enveloped him in a higher golden glow. His energy increased to astronomical levels, propelling him towards a higher form of his race. Frieza, observing the transformation of the Saiyans, did not want to be left behind.
The time has come to show my true strength.
With a burst of energy, Frieza transformed into his golden form of maximum power similar to 100% full power. His body radiating a golden glow. His power multiplied several times, turning him into an unstoppable force that rivaled the sunlight itself. Cooler, feeling the energy surrounding him, decided to join the fight with all his might.
It's time to unleash my true potential.
With a flash of energy, Cooler transformed into his metallic form, his body glowing with a metallic luster. His stamina and power increased exponentially, making him an invincible force that would defy even the gods. With their transformations complete, the warriors of Thraxus Nocturne once again faced the shadow creature with renewed determination and a power that eclipsed any darkness. In the skies of Thraxus Nocturne, the battle continued as the transformed warriors faced off against the shadow creature, a being whose dark power threatened to devour everything in its path. With each of the warriors unleashing their full potential, the cosmos trembled under the force of their epic showdown. The golden aura of Turtles, Raditz, and Bardock, combined with the imposing presence of Frieza and Cooler in their transformed forms, formed a dazzling spectacle in the night sky. Energy flickered around them, lighting up the darkness with golden and silver flashes as they prepared for the final showdown. The shadow creature, sensing his power of his adversaries, emanated a rumbling roar that echoed through the planet. His dark form seemed to twist and distort as he prepared for the final assault.
It's time to end this once and for all!
With a battle cry, Turles lunged forward. His speed increased by his Super Saiyan form. The shadow creature responded with an onslaught of dark energy, but Turles nimbly dodged it, moving with astonishing speed across the battlefield. Raditz and Bardock followed Turles' lead, attacking with relentless ferocity. Their blows echoed in the air, each one charged with the strength of his determination and the desire to protect his home planet. The shadow creature's attacks were swift and fierce, but the Saiyans deftly dodged them, responding with even more powerful blows.
Father, let's keep the pressure on this thing. We can't let it destroy our home.
I know. We're not going to allow this monster to destroy Thrax's Nocturne. Our power is more than enough to end it.
That's right. You taught us to fight with courage and determination. We'll not back down before this creature is destroyed.
Take this!
The shadow creature dodged Bardock's attack with agility, launching its counterattack with its sharp claws.
Careful, Father.
Don't worry about me. I'm more than ready for this.
And take this too.
Raditz's attacks hit the shadow creature hard, but it quickly recovered and counterattacked with a surge of dark energy.
Damn, this thing's tougher than I thought.
We can't give up now. Our planet depends on us.
You're right. Let's show you what we're capable of.
The two Saiyans launched into the air attack once more with renewed determination. Their blows echoed in the air, each one charged with the strength of his determination and the desire to protect his home planet. The shadow creature, although resistant, was overcome by the ferocity of the Saiyans. Turles, with his golden hair flowing behind him, launched a quick series of precise punches, each one carrying with it the power of his transformation into Super Saiyan. His movements were fluid and graceful, as if he were dancing around his enemy, dodging every attack with impressive agility.
There's no escape for you, monster! Your darkness can't compete with the power of the Super Saiyan!
With a battle cry, Turles lashed out at the shadow creature, striking with overwhelming force. Every blow resounded in the air, shaking the battlefield with its power. The shadow creature was fighting desperately, but its attack seemed weak compared to Turles' ferocity. Meanwhile, Raditz and Bardock were continuing their assault on the shadow creature. Their attacks were coordinated and precise, each complementing the other in a deadly dance of destruction. The shadow creature found itself increasingly cornered, unable to cope with the combined might of the Saiyans.
Come on, Father. We know we can stop this thing.
I know, Raditz. Let's keep pushing until there's nothing left of this creature.
With renewed determination, the two Saiyans redoubled their efforts, launching a series of devastating attacks against the shadow creature. Each blow echoed in the air, carrying with it the weight of his determination and the desire to protect his home planet. Frieza and Cooler were watching the battle intently from a distance, their cold gazes evaluating every move of the Saiyans and the shadow creature. As the fight intensified, they noticed with increasing concern how the shadow creature began to gain more strength, releasing a dark energy that threatened to destabilize this situation.
It seems that the things are getting more complicated than I expected.
Yes, the shadow creature seems to be gaining ground. If we don't intervene soon, we could face an even more dangerous situation.
With a cold determination, Frieza and Cooler exchanged a glance before heading towards the battlefield. His presence made itself felt immediately. His overbearing aura flooded the area as they prepared to face the shadow creature.
Looks like we need to intervene before things get out of control.
I agree. We cannot allow the shadow creature to wreak more havoc on our planet.
With surprising speed, Frieza and Cooler launched into action, deploying all the power in an effort to contain the shadow creature. His attacks were precise and devastating, each blow carrying with it the weight of his determination and the desire to protect his home. However, the shadow creature was not going to be easily defeated. With a thunderous scream, he split into 4 separate beings, each one darker and more malevolent than the last. The earth trembled under their weight as they advanced towards the warriors, ready to unleash their fury on them.
It seems that this creature has more tricks up its sleeve than we thought.
It doesn't matter. We have our own tricks.
What will happen next? Find out in the next chapter. Well, guys, this is all for today's chapter. I hope you liked it and it was to your liking. Now, don't forget to leave your powerful like, Supreme God level, comment, and subscribe. Now, without further ado, see you in a new video. Until next time.